Playa, mujeres fumando. Mira, tírame plani, son nalgas de mentira. Tan brinda, que chimba, colombiana linda. Siempre con los ojos rojos de Cali, con mi amiguita Mari.
My head's in the clouds, can you bring me back down, boy? I need it. My head's in the clouds, can you bring me back down, boy? I need it. Need it. Need it. Need it. Need
During the .com era of the early 90s in the Clinton administration, everybody was making some money. You just couldn't tell corporations that they could do wrong. Everybody was making money. It was so good during the Clinton administration. It was the first time in U.S. history that we actually had a surplus of millions of dollars, billions actually, and not a national deficit. That was the last time America seemed like she was great. Canada was doing great. UK was doing great. Everybody made money off the .com era until the bubble burst. And since that time period, countries have been on the decline ever since. In other words, no country has been great since the 90s. Not in the 2000s, not in 2010s, and we're past the halfway mark of the 2020s. And yet, no country, including our home country, has managed to become great again. Enter the AI era. And there is no era that has been like it since the .com internet introduction era. But here's the kicker. In the 90s, everybody was making money. During this new wave of AI, only those that are getting their certifications and getting their qualifications to work in tech and the tech companies are going to make the big bucks over the next 20 to 30 years. Back to what I was saying before. I don't care about what president comes or what president goes in what country. Not one president has been able to make their country great again since the 90s. The problem is we've been falling for this term since the 90s. And a lot of Americans have left and a lot of Americans have come back. Now, mind you, statistics show that when expats leave the United States, only 4% of us ever return. But for those that have returned short term, we're going to listen to what they have to say. Is America becoming great again? Once again, we're going to listen to those individuals that have left America, enjoyed the world for several years, come back to America. Are they saying, oh my God, America has become great again? Because if those that have left who have come back, that little 4%, are saying America is getting greater again, then maybe we can believe it. But if those who have left and come back and are saying, yeah, about that greatness thing, well, we have to take consideration what they're saying as well. So let's continue on with the intros and tonight's topic, because you got brothers like Anton telling y'all to come on home. I'm coming home. They're telling y'all, come on back. But the question is, are you guys coming back to greatness? Are you coming back? Are we coming back to 1990 deficit-free America? Or what is it that we're coming back to? But before we hit that, let's hit the intro, gentlemen. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you ladies that are here with Andrea and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders, as well as Andrea Wallace TV. Thanks for watching over there on Andrea's channel as well. I'm going to drop the link to Andrea's channel. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and show your girl Andrea some love. She's got great content over there as well when it comes to dating, relating, and mating Colombian women. So yes, I'm going to drop the link for Andrea Wallace TV in the chat for you guys. Shout out to all you guys that are watching over here as well on Andrea and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. Let's get ready with these intros. With these shout outs. Shout out to my brother Black Nubian in the building.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Our Canadian brethren. Glad to see that you're here, brother. Shout out to T-Mac. He said, I'm watching this. Shout out to E Breezy, man. Shout out to E Breezy. Glad that everything is going great with you. He said, watching the stream with E Breezy at the Spray Walk Hot Hotel. Shout out to you guys over here near Chippy Choppy Ear. I know exactly where you gentlemen are. Happy New Year's to you guys. Happy New Year's to all of you gentlemen and ladies out there, man. We're going to get more travel in, more opportunities in 2026. It is going to be a wonderful, wonderful year for us all, man. I am so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Shout out to all you guys that are here. We got 37 in the building. Make sure you click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. And thank you guys for continuing to giving for the next 2 weeks to the Children's Cancer Foundation here in Cali, Colombia. We have hit the $1,200 mark. Our goal is $2,000 for this year. So we got 2 more weeks to hit that goal. And I think we're doing pretty good. Shout out to all you guys once again. My brother David Dice in the building. I don't know why it's glitching like that. My brother David Dice is in the building. Appreciate you guys for being here. Really do. Glad that you guys are here. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna come back in, guys, because I don't know what that little glitch is that's going on, but I don't like that. So I'm gonna come out of the live stream and then I'm gonna come back in. Give me a split second. I don't know what that is. All right, cologne of the night. What is Andre wearing? Well, let's take a look. I am wearing Creed Green Irish Tweed. Creed Green Irish Tweed, one of my favorite Creed colognes. I just love the black bottle. I won't even lie. This is the same color of the bottle of the Creed Absolute. Creed Irish Tweed is a very masculine, woody scent. Very good, man. They say it smells like the grass of Ireland. I wouldn't know, but I do know that it's a really good cologne. So if you guys get a chance, get your hands on Creed Green Irish Tweed. The only thing that I can say that's negative about the Creed colognes are this: they don't last long. I don't care if it's Creed Aventus, Creed Absolute, Middlesong Imperial, the Silver Mountain Water, I don't care if it's Creed Virgin Island Water. The one thing that I notice about Creed colognes, they only last for like 4 hours. Creeds are very, very famous for being not long lasting for the price that you pay. Shout out to you guys. Let's scroll down a little further. Scroll back up. Shout out to David Dice once again being here. Salute to you as well, brother. Glad to see that you're here. We got 42 in the building, and we got Ronin Travelers in the building. Glad to see you here. Good morning to you. Salute to you as well, brother. He said Happy New Year's from the Philippines. Good morning from you guys. Yes, sir. And we got our sponsor for the evening thus far, our brother Evan. Glad to see Evan is here. Evan says this. He said, in the next few weeks, I'm leaving to go to Barra to start my new job. You see how he's doing that? Shout out to the brother.
And you say Shot City.
Uh-oh, my bad. Wrong one. Shout out to Shot Town, though.
Shot City.
I meant to get a brother this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congratulations, brother. New country, new opportunity, new job. He's not the only one. He's not a lucky man. He's just the next man up. And the next man behind him is going to be blessed next. Then the next person is going to be blessed. That's how we do it on this channel. We celebrate each one of us being blessed. Farah is in the Middle East. He said, my boss told me that they have work in Brazil. So in the next few years, I will be transferring. You see how he's doing that? You see how he's doing that? He doesn't necessarily have to start with a company that's based in the U.S. Many of us, let me say something, man. One of the biggest mistakes that I see us make as guys that are future travelers or future relocators, you assume that if you can't get an online job that's American based, then you can't get an online job at all. You assume that you can't get a job. If you can't get a job in the States, then the job market is horrible. It will amaze you how small your competition gets when you start to apply for jobs on an international scale. It doesn't have to necessarily just start in text. There's other jobs, sales online, customer service online, marketing online. There are other jobs that are out there. And you can get hired in Ireland, though you live in the States. You could get hired by a company that's in Spain, though you're in the States. Or you could be hired by a company that's in the Middle East, and they'll have you live out there. But a lot of you are thinking that you're a failure because you only apply for jobs in the States and it's not working. Maybe God is using the universes to tell you, you need to start putting your resume, your application out into other countries. I sit back and I look at my fellow Americans. You are so upset. I see my fellow Canadians upset and so perturbed about the job market, but yet you aren't applying on a global basis. And I understand why. We've all been flea trained. We've all been trained to be in this jar, jump up and only hit the lid, the top of the lid, right? All of us. And so you stop trying to go to the top of the lid, right? They take the top of the jar off and you can do anything in the world. You can go any place in the world. You got all the opportunities in the world. What happened? You still only jump so far because you don't believe that there are global opportunities that are waiting for you. So I celebrate this moment with my brother. Shout out to all the tigers that are out there. Show them you're a tiger. Show them what you can do. Yes, sir, brother. Show them you're a tiger. Show them what you can do. Quoting Tony the Tiger. Yes, sir. Passport Tigers, stand up. Stand up. David Dice says this of the Dice family. David says this. He said, me come back to the USA? Pray tell, my brother. Pray tell. He said, I gotta be Tom Tucker. And that's Antoine Dan, you motherfucker. Oh, y'all funny with it. And yeah, we do got Antoine in this video today. Y'all gonna have some fun with Anton. Yes, sir. Shout out to you, brothers. Shout out to you, brothers. Say, did you get my message on WhatsApp? Whenever I want you guys to know something. Whenever it is 2 hours before the show, I usually don't look at the messages on WhatsApp. If you give me a call 2 hours before the show, I normally don't answer the calls because I'm getting ready for the show. So don't blame it on my heart. Just blame it on my schedule, Kenny. You sent me so many videos. Let me scroll down, Ken, because I know you. Oh, you sent me, you gave, okay. Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah, I might have to do this one tomorrow. All right, brother. Shout out to you, kid. Shout out to my brother Bean being in the building. All 56 of you guys, make sure you click the like button. We like you. We really do. Make sure that you like us too. Make sure that you guys also go over there and subscribe to Andrea's channel. I'm dropping the link once again. Make sure you guys subscribe to Andrea Wallace TV. Tonight, let's get Andrea at least a good 20 more subscribers. Let's get her another 20 more subscribers. She's on her way to 5,000 subscribers. Shout out to man Simple Logic. That goes for you too. Make sure you go to Andrea's channel. Just subscribe real quick. We're live over there as well. But also make sure you guys show us some love. Subscribe to her channel. Shout out to my brother Victory. Them Ohio players, roller coaster, roller. Shout out to the Florida man as well. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Jermaine in the building. Happy New Year's to you guys as well. Happy New Year's. My man Vic, yes, sir. And my man Jermaine. And Simple Logic. Yes, sir. Shout out to all you guys. Let me scroll down a little further. He say, good evening, Andre. He say, you and your PO, Andrea, Happy New Year's. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Andrea's in the other room just doing Bible study right now. Shout out to you, brothers. Let me scroll down a little bit further. Got my brother Rico in the building. Yes, sir. Shout out, Rico. He said, Andre, I know that you're playing about this topic. No, really, with this topic, I'm kind of serious with this topic. Oh, I thought you mean the title. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. I got you. I'm actually planning on after the live stream. I'm going to change the title and I'm going to change the thumbnail. Yeah, after this live stream. Because this is actually about people that left the United States and are back in the United States and what they discovered, that America is still not great again. Do realize Trump has been saying America is going to be great again since 2017. Next year is 2027. He said it in 2016. He ran for president and won in 2016, correct? It's 2026. It's been 10 years. In what area, can you put in the comment section, what area other than military and money is America great? Military, money, and music, meaning any form of entertainment. Military, money, and media. Any form of entertainment. Other than that, military, money, and media. Give me anything other than that. I even asked ChatGPT. I broke down. I said, ChatGPT, I'm an American citizen. I'm thinking about leaving America. I wrote it. I broke it down to it just like because I'm like Theo. I'm using ChatGPT 5 now, so it's more interactive. And I asked ChatGPT, like, listen, you got to give me 10 good reasons why I should stay in the United States. Do you know what 7 of those reasons were? 7 of the reasons. 7. Actually, it was 8. 8 of the reasons for staying in the United States were money, military, media. If it wasn't those things, the other one was one other one was like weather, like America has different type of climates, And the other one was because America's so large, you can get more than one different type of experience with 50 states. But 80% of why ChatGPT says America is great and you should stay there was just because of the military, I can make money, and because of the media. Other than that, my life doesn't just, and your life doesn't just center around money. Money is extremely important, but it doesn't just center around money. Media and entertainment is important, but our lives don't center only around media and entertainment. Military protection, extremely important. But our lives don't center around our countries that we go to having the strongest military. There are countries where their military is not that strong and never needed to be. Canada, Switzerland, Peru, Argentina, Ecuador, Panama, Costa Rica. Countries have been doing great. No issues at all. But we're programmed to think that every country must have a military with drones and nuclear and all that stuff for us to survive or our families to survive. And I'm here to tell you, there's probably so many countries that don't have a super strong military. They've got a military, but it's not like the United States. It's great that we have a strong military back home, but that doesn't make or break us when it comes to cost of living and medical needs and all those things. Shout out to Poor Man 313, them Detroit boys in the building.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with them, Detroit, man. Shout out to Black Chairman in the building as well. Happy New Year to you, as well as my brother 313. Glad to see that you're here. Chappelle in the building. The Lupe says this. I said Chappelle, but Chulupe. I just watched Dave Chappelle yesterday. He said every country reign as the world's most powerful has come to an end. Every country. It's just the evolution of life. There will be another country down the line, guys, that will be the next United States. But the United States won't be gone. It'll just be another country that's like on top. You see where I'm going with that? Every empire that had the greatest military, every empire that had the most money, every empire that had the top infrastructure, every one of them had to step to the side eventually for the new kid on the block. We became the new kid on the block. We did what we did and what we're doing. And someday down the line, we'll no longer be the new kid on the block. And it's just the evolution of life. But Americans, we think that we're going to be in charge like forever. And we're the greatest country of all time. Every country's had that bragging right. Rome said that. The British Empire used to say that. The sun never goes down on the British Empire because they control everywhere the sun was up. They had some land and property that they controlled, including the United States. Y'all better check on how much land and property the UK owns the United States before you start bragging who owns what. If you knew how much land and property the royal family in UK owns in the United States, man, y'all keep your mouth shut. Y'all keep your mouth shut about the UK. They own so much of the United States. It is crazy how much they own. So yeah. Kama said that's a lie. I don't know what it is. That's a lie, but shout out to you being here. Appreciate you being here. Let us know what the lie is, brethren. Let us know what the lie is. Shout out to Father of Many Nation, Abraham, my brother, in the building. He said, when I leave, I ain't never coming back. I ain't never coming back. Neither am I. I got too many other times. Like I tell you all the time, if times get tight in Colombia, you better bet this. The last country I'm coming back to is the United States. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I have no reason to go scampering back to the States because everything is on the internet now. If you had said that like in 2020, when remote work wasn't the big thing, okay, cool. I would have went back to the States, made some money, and got the hell out, right? Now I don't even have to go back to the States to make money. If times just fall apart here in Colombia, no. Shout out to Sadiq being here. I am Sadiq representing. Yes, sir, brother. Glad to see that you're here, as well as Iman. We got 70 people in the bit. Good gracious. No wonder I don't get a chance to do the shout outs like we used to. Once again, make sure you guys subscribe to Andrea Wallace TV over there on Andrea's channel. Get her at least today another 20 subscribers. Shout out to you, gentlemen. Shout out to Tevin King, Avengers Assemble himself in the building. Happy New Year's to you too, brother. And Nazarene of the way, he said, I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it. Yes, sir. Like the Pointer Sisters say. He said, you better preach. Yes, sir, man. It's gonna be a great year for us, man. Happy New Year's to everyone. He said, I hope that you all are having a prosperous day. I really am. Mr. Darkus is in the building. He said, got back from East Africa. He said, I spent 50% less on groceries. What makes them think that I shouldn't plan to live abroad? This year, we're dedicating more to how to do that on this channel. Let's go. Okay, this is why I'm saying that. Let me change the music over. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've been kind of watching this for the last maybe like 3 or 4 years, right? And I haven't said anything about it. I'm going to kind of like introduce it tomorrow. The era of fuckery is over. The era of getting your passport and just running through countries like you're running between some woman's legs and just being able to do this and being able to do that and being able to get away with whatever you want to in countries and just I'm put booty cams on chicks and put pay for play on your videos on YouTube and go in and run in and out of countries like you just don't care and hustle people and scam people. That era is over. Countries are starting to buckle down on who's serious and who just don't BS. Am I saying that tourism is going to slow down in these countries? No. DR is still making money, aren't they? But didn't they buckle down and shut down parts of Sosua? That Sosua era is over, isn't it? They say over in Thailand it's starting to get a little tight too with the changing of the visas. When y'all could go over to Thailand and just do fuckery with ease. Now it's a little more challenging. Here in Colombia, are they not kind of like shutting down in the fuckery? Oh, you can still do pay for play all day long, but to be stupid in Colombia, they're not even letting you in. Did you know that last year in 2025, over 900 men, and maybe some women, but mostly men, got turned away at the airport in Colombia? Let's say that again. 900 people. Colombia said, you just got off the plane. On the next flight, get your ass back on. The era of going to other countries on fuckery is past. If you didn't make it to Colombia or DR in 2016, 17, you didn't make it. You missed that wave. If you didn't make it to Medellin and Parque Yeris and the Clock Tower in Cartagena in 2019, 2022, you missed it. You ain't make it to Thailand between 2022 to 2025. Really, 2025. You missed it. YouTube is going to veer more on content that is more serious when it comes to travel, because these countries are veering towards only serious travelers or expats only. If you are on fuckery, they're either shutting it down or changing the visa rules. If you're on fuckery, they're taking you and sending you on the next flight back home. Is that going to shut down DR travel? It hasn't, has it? Sasua got shut down. Everybody else is just enjoying the rest of their days, aren't they? So tourism hasn't stopped in DR just because ragged ass Sasua is shut down. Guess what? When they start shutting down the clock tower in Cartagena and they really, really put limitations in Parque Yeris and Medellin, do you think that's going to stop tourism in Colombia? But if you think that the 900 that they turned around was a lot of guys in 2025, they're saying here in Colombia that they plan on at least doubling that. They are serious. The era of fuckery has come to an end. So if you're serious about pay for play and you're not on fuckery, you'll have fun in these countries. If you're serious about a relationship or girlfriends or just a travel experience, these countries have no problem with it. But all you dudes that come here on fuckery, that go to these countries and fuck it up for the rest of us, whether it be in Brazil, whether it be in Colombia, Peru, Philippines, even you guys that are going to Vietnam, these countries are not going to let you come anymore and be stupid. All you do is getting drugged and robbed. That era is going to start coming to an end. And that's why they're turning you guys around, to keep you from being drugged, to keep you from being robbed, because they are no longer playing this game with y'all version of 2016, 2017, 2019's fuckery. And like I said, if you missed it, and maybe let's say your money wasn't right in 2016, and you couldn't come down when Tailor-Made Dreams and Flip Flop and all them dudes was going down the DR. I'm sorry, you missed that wave. You missed the grand Sasua wave when it was just the place to be. And as they're starting to slowly shut things down in Thailand, some of those walking streets, you missed the greatest wave out there. And so our channel is going to be even more dedicated to you guys that are serious vacationers, serious relocators. If you're a guy that's going on vacation somewhere in South America, we got your back. If you're looking to relocate somewhere in South America, we got your back. But all you guys that's on fuckery and the creep cams, putting them up and going down the street and recording prostitutes, YouTube, as well as the communities, are slowly saying, we don't want you in our country. Don't come here. You're going to see major changes in the next 2 years. And I love what y'all going to say when these cameras go off. Andre don't know what he's talking about. I live here. I watch the news. I see the headlines. You just visit here. My life is your entertainment. Don't you ever forget that. My life is T-Mac's life, Abraham's life, Chill with Will life, E Breezy's life. Our life is your entertainment. You see what we do, and so you try to come down here and do it. And they're saying that they're not going to let y'all come down here on fuckery anymore. In a lot of countries, you think Brazil just cracking down on one brother? You think it's just one brother, Brazil just cracking down on one? Okay.
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Okay. These countries are not playing. And I don't blame them. 4Man313 says this. Shout out to you, Detroiter. He says, I forgot to say Happy New Year's to everyone. Shout out to you. And shout out to my brother Faulty. Happy New Year's to you, brother. Faulty says this. He said, why would they move back? He said, why move back to the USA if your quality of life is better than the USA? He said, you be stupid to leave. He said, these restrictions weed out the poop. This is a great point. These restrictions weed out the pookies and all the better for the rest of us. That is so true, Faulty. And he's 100% correct. These countries are doing this to weed out the problem makers. The guys that's always with some issues. The guys that want to throw money in the air like they just don't care. The guys that are attracting the negative crowds. You guys don't realize there are whole underground criminal industries that have been created for men and women that go to other countries on fuckery. They're like, come on through. We gonna rob you for everything. They didn't create the drugging men era and drugging women era for us dudes that travel like we got some sense. For the women that travel like they got some sense. For those that relocate to other countries like we have some sense. These criminal elements, like I'll give you a perfect example. One of the newest things is to hustle you guys while you're at the club. You know, you meet the little lady, she got you popping bottles, and now you find out that your bill is $3,000, $2,000 in Medellin. You wonder, like, how the heck I got a bill for $2,000 in Medellin? And then they don't let you out the building because the cartel guys own that restaurant or that, not restaurant, but that club. And I've heard this one over and over and over again over the last 3 years. Guys are getting hustled and women are getting hustled in Medellin and other countries other than Colombia. They go in, they pop bottles, they don't really look at the price, and then they pop more bottles and pop more bottles, and then you got an $800 bill, a $500 bill in Medellin, a $700, a $2,000 bill, and you better come out those people money because they ain't letting you out that building alive. And I've been noticing that trend for the last few years. Guess who's never impacted by that? Us dudes that travel like we got some sense. You never see us get scammed like that. The women that travel like they got sense, the passport sisters that travel like she got sense, you never see them in issues like that. The sisters that travel like they act like they know what they doing. You ain't never seen them get scammed in Guyana. You ain't never see them getting hustled in Kenya. You ain't never see them coming up short in Nigeria. Why? Because those sisters and the brothers, we travel like we got some dang sense. The era of fuckery is over. And I know some of you dudes are going to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Andre, you just reaching. Okay. They did not build an industry of criminal elements around us good people that act like we got some sense. There's no money in building a criminal element around us. We don't buy Tootsie, the pink cocaine. Y'all do. Us good brothers and sisters, we don't buy any cocaine. We ain't in other countries buying marijuana. We ain't alcoholics. We drink, but we ain't alkies. Some of y'all know you was alcoholic back home and you was an alkie in a new country. Let's not pretend with this now. Let's not pretend with this. I'm just saying, white boys, that era of you being able to get drunk in other countries and not get arrested, that era is over. Go into another country and start a fight. All you young white dudes that's like in your 20s, you think that you're going to carry drugs in and out of these countries and you ain't going to be executed. And when these countries told you on a sign coming into the airport, get caught with drugs, you will be executed. I'm seeing white boys getting their heads blown the heck off in these other countries because you think that they're playing. The era of playing with y'all is over. It's over. You missed the wave. Everything has a wave about it, like the beginning of hip hop. I was watching the the documentary on Netflix when Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash and African Bambaataa were the three horsemen of the foundation of hip hop as the DJs. And then you have all these other MCs that come along, and then the music industry came along, and then so forth and so forth, the Run DMC era and the Houdini era and so forth and so forth. If you missed the original wave of hip hop in New York, you missed it. If you missed the original wave of hip hop in LA, you missed it. Same thing when it comes to travel. If you missed that era, if you weren't in the military and you didn't make it to Germany when all the other military brothers was just cleaning up in Germany, you missed it. Not saying that you can't still get women in Colombia. You can't still get women in Brazil. You can't be on fuckery no more. There's a price to being stupid from now on. These countries are not going to tolerate our behavior. Travel around the world is at an all-time high. People aren't going to United States anymore to go to Disney. Disney's suffering. Las Vegas is suffering tourism. New York is suffering in tourism. LA is, nobody's going to the United States. Dude, when I went back for the conclave, I have never seen the entry coming into America so empty. Bruh, when I got off the plane, man, I stopped and I used the bathroom. I'm usually, by the time I come out using the bathroom real quick, it's usually like 40, 50 people in line, if not 60, 70, 80 people. Just the line to get into the United States. Not including foreigners trying to get in. Bruh, when I walked out of that bathroom, it was 4 of us. Ain't nobody coming to America to visit. You better be happy y'all got the World Cup coming up down the line, because that's the only way y'all gonna hope to get some money. In other words, all these other countries are getting the tourists, and they realize in order to keep the tourism, they're going to have to make serious adjustments. The secret is out on Thailand. The secret is out on Vietnam. The secret is out on Colombia. The secret is out on Brazil. The secret is out on Eastern Europe. So now that the secret is out because of digital nomads, expats, and the passport bro and the passport sister movement, these countries are making adjustments to where if you're going to come here, you're going to have to be serious. In other words, the era of fuckery is over. It's over. And all you Pookies and Ray, I got you. Fuck Andre. Fuck what he talking about. I don't give a damn, man. I'm going to still be fucking these hoes. Yes, you can. But here's the kicker. Fuck around and find out in these countries. If you go fuck around with the women in these countries, pay for play or regular women, you better act like you got some sense from now on, because these countries are not playing. They will turn you away or they will put your ass in jail. They're not playing anymore. They're not playing with you guys anymore. This goes for ladies too. This goes for white guys, Asian guys, black guys. So if y'all think that I'm playing, we can have this conversation again at the end of 2026 and see how many of y'all asses don't get into Colombia. See how many of y'all asses gonna have to transform how you visit DR. See how many of y'all asses gonna have to act like you got some sense in Brazil. See how many of y'all asses gonna have to make some adjustments in Thailand. So y'all think that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm out here 24 hours a day. You missed the fuckery wave. It's gone down and it's going away. Just like if I was to come out with a hip hop album and it sound like Grandmaster Melly Mel, y'all would laugh at me. Y'all would say, Andre, why are you rapping like 1979, 1983? Nobody raps like that anymore. Same thing with you guys that think that you can do fuckery in other countries. You missed it. I mean it, you missed it. So if you're going to come to other countries, This is just my public service announcement rant. You're gonna have to come acting like you got some damn sense, even if you're doing pay for play, even if you just come to relax and party, even if you come here to relocate to another country, or if you plan on just finding love in another country or find a country that you love. The one thing that all these countries are starting to have in common, because they're getting so many tourists and so many expats, that they are not allowing fuckery to be the norm anymore. Fuckery used to be the norm here in Colombia, not anymore. The norm in Brazil, not anymore. Thailand, not anymore. Philippines. It's got to be Korea, right? Malaysia, Bali, all of them are starting to buckle down on, if you're going to be on fuckery, you cannot come to our country. And if you do come to our country on fuckery, if you do want to become a drug addict in our country, you ain't never did no cocaine in your life, you want to come to Colombia and they will lock your ass up or kick you out. They're not playing anymore, man. They're done with acting like y'all some little ass kids and y'all grown as adults, men and women. They will lock your ass up, man. Y'all think this is a game. Shout out to my brother 40 once again. He said, you be stupid. He said, if these restrictions weed out the pookies, and all the better for the rest of us. Absolutely correct. See, those of us who ain't on effery, we don't care. We don't care if they change the rules, and we do not be in the airport thinking like, man, they gonna turn me around. Not us. Not us. None of you do. You ain't gonna see T-Man coming back to Colombia like, oh my, I think might turn me around. E-Breezy ain't sitting around talking about something. I hope I can make it back. They might turn me around. No. Only you dudes that don't know how to clean up your cell phone, don't want to follow the rules. Y'all the dudes they turn around. Not us. I hate to say it like that. Shout out to Official Kobe in the building. He said, keep out the pookies. It's amazing how these countries don't realize that we agree with them when it comes to the pookies. I think Pookie, Nook, Ray Ray, Keith and them, we know that y'all don't like us brothers that act like we got some sense. You don't like the sisters that act like they got some sense too. We got you. Because you think we're supposed to be on your side if you get arrested in Thailand. You think that skin folk is kinfolk, right? Come on, let's be real, black people. You think skin folk is kinfolk. White people think the same thing. They think all white boys should be together. We came together, we should get locked up together. That's no. Just because we came together don't mean we need to get locked up together. If you get locked up, we might come help to bail you out. We might call your mama. We might call the embassy, but no, that's you that got locked up, Pookie. That's you, Ray, Keith, and them. We never liked y'all. Y'all make the hip hop clubs in Medellin look so bad. Now they hustling dudes over there in the hip hop clubs. They hustling dudes. They like, man, we're gonna charge these foreigners $500 a night now. You ain't never heard no $500 a night in Medellin until you Pookies, you Nook, you Rays came along. So when we say good riddance, we mean it. We don't care. The era of fuckery has passed. You're ancient. You should be in a museum somewhere. Dudes should tell stories about how it used to be on, man, I used to go to Sasua, dog, in a rocking chair. Now I used to be in Sasua, fucking all type of bitches. It was a wild time in 2016, 2011. And 2010 was crazy. Boy, when I'm back in that Colombia back then. Back then in 2019, I was in Colombia. Boy, you can go down to that clock tower in Cartagena, all type of gals out there. It was all type of gals. Black gals and them Brazilian gals, and then the Venezuelan gals in Cartagena. Good Lord, back in 2018, it was a good time. Good time. For all of us that got old stories to tell, cool. All you dudes that think you'll come to Cartagena and have some new stories, better act like you got some damn sense, because if you don't, they will lock your ass up so fast in Cartagena now. They do. They are not playing in these countries. There are the reason why I say this is there are too many tourists that don't move like you. Colombia got 8 million tourists. It was not 8 million pay for play. Most of those were families, husbands, wives, people with their girlfriends, men with their daughters and their sons. Most of the tourists are the same tourists that would have went to Disney. They decided to come to Colombia. They decided to go to Brazil. They decided to go to the Caribbean islands. In other words, go to DR. They don't move like y'all. I don't know why y'all think most people that travel like you, on party mode, on buying chicks mode, or the women that travel. Y'all all think it's about y'all. Ladies, it's not about you. Most people that travel got travel groups and travel clubs. They all just do their vacation thing. They may meet up once a year and they'll meet up in a different country. Those are the true travelers that are making the money. So if y'all with y'all little Pookie and Ray behavior and they don't let y'all in the country, they ain't gonna trip. They are not gonna trip. That's why you think Colombia is still making money, still breaking records with tourism, but yet they turning Pookie and Ray around as soon as you get to the airport. Since you think that Colombia is gonna collapse if you don't come here and buy pussy. Y'all crazy. You better analyze these countries and who are the real tourists. And you guys are not the real tourists. There are other people that come down here to enjoy countries in South America, Southeast Asia, Africa. There's a huge pool of guys that are buying coochie, but y'all ain't gonna break the bank if y'all don't come. Y'all are not gonna break the bank. Long before there was a Sosua, people been going there to build lives and enjoy themselves in DR for years. That's why Punta Cana makes the money that it makes, because people still go there. Punta Cana still building those high-rise condos. They ain't thought nothing about you dudes buying coochie or not. People are still going to Punta Cana and Santo Domingo in record numbers. If they knock down every building in that little town called Sosua, DR still gonna make its money. Why? Because most people that travel to DR are not buying coochie. It's families, ladies going on their girlfriend trips. It's dudes taking their son on his first vacation. It's dudes like our brother Dennis Sperling taking his 2 sons to DR. It's people celebrating their honeymoons. It's people that are looking for a piece of real estate to buy in the Caribbean. That's who traveling. If Sosua and Pay for Play was so amazing, how come they shut that motherfucker down? And it's only a shell of what it used to be. And yet Sosua still got tourism going on like ain't nothing happened. I mean, I'm not Sosua, but DR in general still got tourism going on like nothing's going wrong. What I just said over the last 20 minutes, I know it hurts a lot of y'all egos, but y'all gonna have to come to some conclusions. And the conclusion that we're gonna work on this year is getting you guys more information on how to make money as an expat, job opportunities as an expat, choosing countries as an expat whenever you decide to become an expat or relocate. We're gonna talk more about, how celebrities, we're gonna have a lot of celebrities, how celebrities are feeling about relocating. We're going to talk more about that. It's not a coincidence that Beyonce and Jay-Z is building a 30 million pound home in UK. That's not a vacation home. That's a home. I'm going home. They are going to be spending their home outside of the United States. And a lot of celebrities are. So we're going to talk about that a lot more this year and how you guys can do it. But if you think that in 2026 moving forward, that the number one videos on YouTube is going to be dudes going to Cartagena, throwing a camera in the butt of some paper plate chicks, and that's gonna be the number. Man, them days about to die down fast, bro. And I've been saying that for a minute. Those days are dying down. Yep. And I'm glad about it. Just like my brother Kobe said, keep them pookies out. Yep. He said that he said I was from I was different from a pookies. Yeah, we're different from them, man. David says this. He said, America in its foolishness lies, in its foolish lies, have the whole town laughing at me. Yes, sir. Bring that beat back. What does it do? This is how we looking at Americans. The whole town. Silly fool. How'd you lose? Such a good thing. Faulty says this. Faulty says, folks who say that you don't know what you're talking about are the ones who are going to get caught up in foolishness and crying for help and crying for money in 2026 and beyond. I kid you not. Those who's forget all these other positive channels that are giving you some information, forget them. I'm gonna still do my thing. Cool. These countries have no problem with turning you away or locking you up. I'm gonna say this again. It's at that time period where tourism is so high in these countries, they can get rid of you pay-for-play dudes and still make money. That's how high tourism has come in these countries. There was a time where, yeah, they need our dollars for pay-for-play. Yeah, there was a time for that. Yeah, there was a time. Now, you got grandmamas living in Colombia now. You got uncles, great uncles. You got mamas and their kids living in Colombia now. 8 million tourists. They are breaking their record. They've broken their tourism record for the last 3 years, and it ain't because of coochie. And it just hurts y'all a little heart that it ain't because of coochie. When it comes to the dudes that come to these countries on pay-for-play, y'all numbers kind of been consistent. Those who come who seriously are considering the countries, it's been going up. So you pay-for-play dudes in DR, in Colombia, in Thailand, Philippines, Europe, you've been kind of like, it hasn't gone up. It's been kind of consistent. Oh, like the last 3 or 4 years. But those who are taking these countries serious is growing and growing and growing. And these countries say we can either focus on these dudes' money or we can focus on these people's money. And so they decided we're going to turn these niggas away at the airport so we can keep these people. And that's what's going on in all these countries. We would rather turn these people away so we can make more money with these people. So you ain't got to believe me. Andre don't know what he's talking about. But when it happened, you already know the whole town gonna be laughing at you. You're gonna be walking through Colombia like this.
You don't have a big dick, you don't have a big wallet, fat dude, and you got a lot of nerve, and women should approach you. What they get?
What they get? Tell them, Kevin, what they get. Shout out to Faulty once again. He say, folks. No, I'm going to go. Yo, this is Faulty right here. Faulty says this. He say, real G's and assassins move in silence. And that's what it's going to get back to. It's going to get back to us kind of like creating travel content. That's travel content and all the personal party stuff. We're going to kind of like keep like kind of like a lot of travel vloggers do. They will show you Rome, and they might show you 1 or 2 pubs and bars in Rome. But then when the cameras go off, they party, have fun, buy coochie, do all the stuff that you guys are doing. But they got enough sense to know when to turn the cameras off. They got enough sense to know what to record and what not to record. And that's what it's going back to. is going back to knowing what you should record and knowing what you shouldn't record. Some stuff you need to keep to your damn self. Everything don't need to go on YouTube. Not everything. Farty says this. Shout out for being sponsor of the night, Farty, thus far. He said Eastern Europe may not longer be a secret. That's true too. Be a secret. He said, but they don't tolerate the foolishness, and that's the pook that Pookies bring. These countries were part of the old communist bloc. They still rock with that mentality. Fuck around and find out. That's so true. Shout out to all 111 guys up in here and ladies. Let me go ahead and get started with the video. Once again, our topic for tonight. I know you guys heard me go through that rant as you were coming in, but our topic for tonight is, as I mentioned, President Trump for over 10 years has said that America will be great again. He was elected in 2016. He's back in 2020. And back in 2024. Yet America, in no country, has managed to become great again. And we're going to look tonight through the lenses of not only our brother Anton Daniels, but also the lenses of those who did leave America for years. And when they came back, what they noticed different. Has America become great again? Is it on its way to becoming great again? We're going to hear from American citizens that let us know, should I go back? If I were to go back, if any of you were to go back, should we go back? Let's hear what they have to say. Let me pull up the video real quick. Oh, my alarm going off. Let's get started. Here we go.
Americans uncultured because they haven't traveled outside. Can we stop calling Americans uncultured because they haven't traveled outside of America? No, seriously. As a Brit in America, and if I lived here, I'm telling you now, I would never leave America for a vacation. America has everything. Every landscape you can think of, every weather you can think of, and you want it in America, you get it. You go to a different state. You go to the East Coast, you go to the West Coast, you go to the Midwest. America has everything. As a Brit, I live on a little island. I can take a 40-minute flight to a whole different country, right? I can do that because it's small. Americans don't need a passport. They don't need a passport. It doesn't make them uncultured because Americans can go on vacation, on holiday, in their own country. I think that's so hard for a European mind to even comprehend that. But until you've actually been to America and you've experienced it firsthand, it is like...
I'm never leaving America again. Bomb everywhere, my bro. Bomb everywhere. Turn right, bomb. Turn left, bomb. The ratio is 20 to 1.
Thank God we're at America. Thank God we're at America? Yeah. Why? Huh? I love America. I would never leave America. Oh, I miss you. I would never leave you, America. Oh, I miss you, Chick-fil-A. I miss you. I miss you, library. I miss you, swim class. I miss you, gym. I miss you, Chick-fil-A. I miss you, chicken.
Every day we get death threats, so this is not an abstraction, and I'm not leaving America.
That makes sense, but because the United States, the code.
I mean, so it's actually very real. Every day someone says they want to murder me and kill my family. I'm staying.
But has anyone genuinely ever, driven to your house, done a drive-by?
I'm not going to get into...
Would Charlie be alive if he had left America? Let's be real with it. Would Charlie be alive if he had left America? I say yes. I say Charlie Kirk will be enjoying his family His family would be enjoying their dad. He would have saw his kids graduate college. He would have saw his kids get married. He would have saw the gray hairs as they grew in the head of his wife as they aged together. He had the personality to do anything he would have wanted to do on social media. Who deleted Charlie Kirk? A liberal Democrat? Black guy on Rage? Wasn't a Rage a black guy out there on the Rage? Wasn't a liberal Democrat? A jealous woman. Had to be a jealous. No, it wasn't a jealous woman. It was one of his fellow Americans. So some of y'all that's sitting around bragging about something as if you got power, we all need to come to reality. Unless you're a corporation or multi-millionaire or a politician, you can talk on that microphone all you want, Charlie Kirk. And all he managed to do was to make himself target. Some say he could have ran for president. He couldn't have. You know why? He got deleted before he could even do that. You know why? Because he lives in a country that he's protecting that allows maniacs to carry artillery to where they don't got to walk up to Charlie. They could delete that young man from a distance. The type of artillery that only military should have, the average American grandmother can get now. So I ask you guys again, could Charlie be alive, spending time with his family, seeing the next generation, his grandkids and great-grandkids, if he had moved to Italy, Spain, Portugal, if he had moved to Morocco, Egypt, Mexico, Canada, UK, here's the kicker. It is getting so violent back home. You don't even have to be as famous as Charlie Kirk for somebody to want to put a hot ball in your chest. You could be walking out the liquor store, make a mistake and bump into somebody that's having a bad day. Before you can say, excuse me, they're putting a hot ball in your chest. You could be driving your car, minding your business, and a person next to you feel like they cut you off. You ain't gonna make it to work that day. So if you think that you have to be famous as Charlie Kirk to get deleted in the United States,
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
okay. You believe that if you want to. He said, yo, my brother, keep killing it. Shout out to my man Tip Network in the building. Glad to see that you guys are here. Charlie would be alive. Some of you would say, no, he wouldn't. He would have passed on if he had bought a piece of property in DR and lived his best days. What about Martin Luther King? See, Frederick Douglass, after all that preaching, where did Frederick Douglass end up? After he got done doing all that preaching, Frederick Douglass moved to Europe. What about Maya Angelou? Come on, we're talking about As a Caged Bird Sings. We're talking about the great American poetess. We're talking about Oprah's best friend, the example of a positive sister. Where did the positive sister go? She moved to Europe. Well, Stokely Carmichael, the civil rights leader, the brother that created the Black Power fist and movement, who was with John Lewis and Snick and all those kids in college, Ungawa, Black Power. He had to stay in the States, right? He had he went back home to the Caribbeans. What's the difference between Malcolm, Martin, and this young man here? Charlie, as well as the rest of the guys, tried their best to make change in America and was deleted by Americans for trying to help Americans. Whether you feel, well, no matter how you felt about Martin, Malcolm, and I'm not putting Charlie in that same category, but what I'm saying, he was deleted as a speaker, as a modern day social media speaker. He was deleted for giving an opinion in a country where we delete people for giving an opinion. You see how that works? You see how that works? If you give an opinion in the United States, why you think the Honorable Minister Brother Farrakhan has had to always have top-notch security around him? Because he knows in our country, we delete our opinions. If somebody says something that we don't like, we're coming with attack mode. We'll fight them, we'll find them, and delete them many times. So, shout out to all you guys. Shout out to the Detroit boys. Shout out to El Patron being in the building. You scroll down. He said, yep, no agree to disagree. Yep, Lincoln. Thank you, gentlemen. JFK. Just for an opinion. Just because we don't agree with each other, we'll delete each other. We will delete each other. How many countries do we know that outside of like certain African countries and so forth, delete as much as we do? If we don't like what you said as Americans, I don't care if it's sports, I don't care if it's politics, I don't care if it's religion, I don't care if relationship. If we don't like what you said, you gotta go. We've deleted pastor, presidents, priests. We'll delete anybody. Remember they attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband? We might not like her political stance or like her political stance. What does her husband have to do? Broke in the woman's house, attacked her husband for an opinion. I won't lie. I wish Martin would have, when him and his wife got the Nobel Peace Prize and they were out of the country to accept it, I wish him and them kids would have just stayed out the United States. I really do. When Malcolm, I meant Martin earlier with the Nobel Peace Prize, but when Malcolm was doing his pilgrimage in the Middle East, I wish he'd have shipped for his family and stayed in the Middle East, or found another country that reminded him of what the country that would give him true peace. Just like Frederick Douglass did, as well as other civil rights leaders. And that's why when you watch the intro to Love Crossing Borders video, I show you all those civil rights leaders that moved to another country. They be like, I'll be dang if this country take my life after all I've done for this country as far as standing up. And what happened to our brother Malcolm? Martin. No, I'm sorry, Malcolm. He got deleted by the same people he was fighting so hard for. That brother should have just stayed over there and sent for his family. I swear. That's absolutely correct. Now let's talk about statistically. Statistically, if Charlie Kirk would have took his family to the Philippines, statistically, would he have gotten his head blown off or his chest blew open in the Philippines statistically? If he had taken his family to a middle-class area in Brazil, statistically, would he have gotten his chest blown open statistically? If he had just taken his family to Canada, would that brother have got his chest blew open statistically? We all can get got. You're correct. We're talking statistics. We're not talking about anomalies. We don't talk anomalies on this channel. Ever. We talk about the norm. And normally in many of these countries, grandmamas ain't got access to the artillery that we got, to our grandmama got in the United States. Your grandmama, my grandmama got, if they still alive, God bless the dead if they've passed on. But if your granddaddy or your aunties can and your cousin can get access to military grade artillery, most countries, your grandma can't get access to that in a Walmart. So let's be real. Your grandmama and your aunties and your older cousins can go buy a scope tomorrow morning to put on her rifle. Can she not? Can your grandmama and auntie do that in most countries? Statistically, no. Your grandmama can't go to a store statistically and buy a scope to scope somebody in most countries. That man will be alive with his family today if he had used his passport. Let's be real with it. So you're correct, brother. We can get got anywhere. We all gonna leave this planet someday, some way. You're absolutely correct. But statistically, people feel safer in most countries once they leave the United States, leave UK, in some cases even leave Canada, than they do when they're back home. And those are the stats. Those are the stats. Yep. Stokely was gone. He said, I'm out of here. Angela Davis still alive. All them years. Man, do you know Angela Davis is in the museums here in Colombia for all the civil rights work that she did? When she left the United States, she came to South America and the Caribbeans fighting for equal rights for Black people. See, we only know Angela Davis for what she did with a big afro in the States. Dude, she's in the museums here in Colombia. I've seen it. This ain't something I heard about. I've seen Angela Davis being honored here in South America. If America don't want to appreciate her civil rights moves, South America appreciate it. Y'all don't see her in no museums in the United States, do you? Well, she's in museums down here. Yeah. You said the homicide rates has dropped significantly and is lower than its historical peaks. The United States national homicide rate is around 6.8 to 7 per 100,000 individuals in 2023, 2024, which is higher. Yeah. I want you guys to realize something real quick. This is not an anti-American channel. This is a pro "you've got opportunities" channel. Some of you guys often hear me talk about America and Canada, you could just the West in general, but some of you guys make the mistake of narrowing it down and like, Andre's an anti-American. I love my country, but I love having opportunities, and I love telling people that you have opportunities too. If you want to take advantage of them, cool. If you don't, cool. But to think that you don't have opportunities, that's where the propaganda comes in. The propaganda machine has programmed us to think we don't have opportunities in other countries. You do have those opportunities. Now, if 68% of Americans who are going to live and die within a 50-mile radius of the hospital in which they were born in don't take advantage of the opportunities to travel or redirect their lives, that's one thing. But at least you know. You can't say, I didn't know. Nobody told me. Well, if you watch Love Crossing Borders, as well as all these other YouTubers and content creators and TikTok and so forth, we're letting you know. We love America just as much as you do. We just decided to take advantage of opportunities that you have yet to take advantage of. That's the only difference between you and me. We took advantage of opportunities. You, at this point in time, notice how I word that? This point in time, may not have decided to take advantage of the opportunities yet. That's all. You don't have to hate something to get away from something. How many of you guys had to hate your ex-girlfriends to get away from them? Some of y'all broke up with them and you still in love with them, but you just knew the relationship wasn't going anywhere, or she broke up with you. You didn't hate her. You just knew the relationship wasn't going anywhere. You moved on. You may see her a couple years later. Hey, little mama, what you up to? You're not hating her. We don't have to hate anything to move on or take advantage of other opportunities. Well, I'm never leaving America. That's your choice. That's the beauty of your choice. But mine was to take advantage of opportunities. Other guys and other ladies, ours is take advantage of opportunities. But just like we don't hate for you guys for staying there, just don't hate on us for taking advantage of the opportunities that you have yet to take advantage of. Yeah, I've never hated any of my exes. Shout out to Quiet Storm in the building. I've never hated any of my exes. Not a one. Not a one. So it's much better overseas than you could ever imagine. What my favorite quote, you guys have heard me say this 100 times, the lead attorney, and I've played this 100 times. Lead attorney said, 3 years ago, I still have that little clip. If you were to live 1,000 lives, 1,000 times in the United States, you will never experience what it's like to be and live outside the States. It is the most eye-opening, brain-exploding experience that you will ever have. I compare it to even parenting or a spiritual experience. You know, when you're parenting, you have your first child and it's life-changing. Or you give your life to the Lord, or you get involved in Islam, which is God too, the Lord, or Buddhism. We have a spiritual experience. I equate travel globally to, I'm not talking about vacationing for a couple of days. I'm talking about real living in these countries to be on that level of experience. You're talking about you get a chance to see your own country from a bird's eye view for the first time in your life. You get to literally, if you're from Canada, when you leave Canada to live in another country, you get to look down over Canada and see all the stuff about your country good and bad, that you never saw before. We as Americans swear we know America. I know more about America since I left America than I ever thought about, because I can look down and see all the good and wonderful things about my country. And then I can see all the challenging things and areas of opportunity in my country. But when you live in the midst of the crowd, you can't see what's going on in the crowd. I want to say this again. Just because you're in the crowd at the concert doesn't mean you see the crowd at the concert. Usually when I go to a concert, I usually get like in the first 10 rows. I've been to over 250 concerts. I've seen everybody. Jay-Z 4 times, Beyonce 3 times. I've seen everybody. Back in the States, that was my sport, concerts. I was a concert junkie. I've seen Frankie Beverly Mays, Earth, Wind and Fire, Elton John. You name them, I've seen them at least twice. So I always get my seat in the front in the first 10 rows, because I always like, okay, somebody's coming. Okay, let me check them out, right? Just because I was in the crowd didn't mean I could see the crowd. I had to turn around to notice the other 30 to 80,000 people, depending on the concert, in the crowd. Even though I was in the crowd, but because I was in the first 10 rows, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see the same thing when you leave America. Just because you're in America, you swear you see everything. When you leave and you're no longer in it, you get a chance to be like a drone and look down and see everything for what it is. I'm telling you, it is eye-opening. And then you get a chance to see other countries outside of propaganda, and you get a chance to define those countries by your experiences. The government is not telling you about how you should feel about a country or a continent. Your friends and family is not telling you how you should feel about a country or continent. Now you're out here and you're experiencing a country and a continent and defining it on your own. In the words of the lead attorney, I don't care if you live 1,000 times, 1,000 lives in America, you will never, ever, ever know what life is like until you leave. It is the most amazing thing to see infrastructures of China and Japan, that they're walking in 2060 and we're still got infrastructure from 2010 back home. Let's be real with it. I eat seafood that I only saw on TV with some of the, like, they come to South America, they catch the gigantic fish. You'll watch it on Animal Planet, right? I didn't even know how healthy those gigantic fish were. I am eating those gigantic fish, as well as eating lionfish, but yet I can still eat American bass and trout. The red snapper in South America is oh so delicious. South America, the water is cleaner. You will never know what it's like in America to go to the doctor's office and your copay, including your medical and your surgery, depending on what it is less than $1,000. You can't get an ambulance ride in the United States for less than $1,000. The ambulance ride is going to cost you at least $2,000 to $3,000 in the United States. There is so much. The experience of going to a grocery store and be able to go home with the amount of groceries that you did, like you did in the 70s. To all you Detroiters, Farmer Jacks, Kroger's, to all you Floridians, Publix, to all you Southerners, Piggly Wigglies. the Costco's, the Sam's Clubs, to have you have not experienced the experience of every time you go to the grocery store, have a trunk full of groceries. We ain't experienced that in years in the States. You go to other countries, you got a trunk full of groceries. I'm telling y'all, ain't no way you gonna get me back to the United States with them grocery prices. Ain't no way am I going back to the United States with them gas prices. I got an SUV here. Why should I go back to the States to fill up an SUV there? Then when wintertime come, I live in a warm climate. I do not have to worry about my heating bills. Why should I move back to a country that most of the country is right now, other than a few states, got to worry about heating bills every year? Why should I move back to a country where $100,000 is considered technically? We're going to look at this tonight. Why should I move back to a country where technically now in the United States, did you know that a person that's making 100,000 in many states is considered average? Average. If you lived 1,000 lives 1,000 times in the United States, you will never, ever, ever understand what it's like to eat real pasta in Italy, to walk and enjoy black sand beaches in Portugal, to see the music festivals in Barcelona, to be in the museums of France enjoying breakfast. What it's like to be on the beaches in Thailand and the Philippines, and then go to the mainland areas and see all the spiritual and historical regions. To be able to stand on top of volcanoes and the next day be on top of snow-capped mountains as a black man. To be able to go where white rich people go and eat the same steaks that the white rich are getting flown into the United States from Argentina, flown in from Peru, flown in from Brazil into the United States. Yo black ass is in Brazil and Argentina and Peru eating those delicious steaks. There is no more only the rich white guys can get that. No, you're living it. To start a company in another country, to where it was hell over high water to try to start that same company in Canada or UK. And when you left, doors opened for you in another country. To have more than one passport. If hell break loose again like it did during COVID, and they shut a country down, you have access to other countries like the rich do. If you lived 1,000 lives 1,000 times in the United States, you will never know what it's like to be in countries where you got black men that understand Portuguese, Mandarin Chinese, studying Thai, Espanol. A lot of brothers are studying German, as well as other Eastern European languages, French, Italian, black men. You will never know what we're talking about. And I think that's one of the saddest commentaries of being on this planet at this point in time. This is the era of the airplane. And it is amazingly sad how many people don't take advantage of globalization, as if God literally sent you to the planet for one neighborhood, one street, in one city, in one state, in one country. There have been more babies that didn't make it through the first year of life, or didn't even make it into birth, and you did. And you were scared to travel during the era of the airplane and passports. Y'all can have it. I have nothing against my home country, but I have a lot for other countries. I don't have to be against my home country. That's why I showed the video yesterday of Russell Simmons, where everybody thought Russell was over there just struggling, times tight in Indonesia. I wanted y'all to see, not only was Russell doing great things in Indonesia, not only has Russell, because a lot of y'all thought Russell ain't been back to the States. That's why I showed y'all Russell walking through New York, just doing his thing. Russell's been back to the States several times. That's why I also want to show y'all Russell has no indictments and no warrants out for his arrest in the United States. That's why I also want to show y'all that Russell has a great relationship with his daughter. Because the last time in America, his ex-wife only showcased and made it seem like him and his daughters were beefing. They talked about Russell as if he's got warrants out for his arrest, like he did. They talked about Russell like he's never leaving Indonesia. He'll never come back to the States. Now that we've debunked that lie, now that I showed you receipts yesterday of Russell Simmons back in the States doing his thing, as well as his relationship with his daughter, as well as not having any indictments or warrants off of his arrest, and as well as showing you what his home and his hotel that he built in Indonesia looks like. You can live in the United States 1,000 times, 1,000 lives, and you will never know what it's like to live outside the United States. It is a mind-blowing, it's like the Grinch's heart. Your heart becomes 1,000 times bigger. 1,000 times bigger. I wouldn't. There's no way. I couldn't do it. There's no way on earth. Now that I've been outside the States, no way on earth could you get me to just be in the States for the rest of my life. No, never. And I love my home country. But like I always say, United States is the girl that I took to the prom. But she don't look like that no more. That's serious. That's serious. Shout out to you guys being here in the building. Brother says he said like living in a bubble, true, as opposed to viewing the bubble from the outside. And if you want to be honest, Digital, one of the benefits of, if you want the truth, one of the benefits of getting out of the bubble, you don't focus on the bubble no more. Before we go back to the video, one of the mistakes that Americans make about us Americans that leave America, y'all really think that once these cameras and stuff and these lights go out, that we think about y'all. We don't. We don't. We might think about an entertainment, or we may think about sports, like, hey, that's my football team, or shout out to my Detroit Pistons. We don't, something like that. But I kid you not, when these cameras and light go out, man, we're thinking about what's going on in our own country in which we're in. We are not sitting around thinking about what is going on in America and we're 6,000 miles away. We do not care. I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about America thinks about expats. They think that we're still sitting around in Greece thinking about Trump. No, we ain't. We ain't. If I didn't have, if we were on YouTube, I won't lie to you, man. America will probably get other than sports, or maybe a good movie, right? True story. Other than sports or some type of entertainment, I could care less about what's going on in the United States. I was having a cold beer when January 6th happened. I didn't even watch it. Like I said, one of you guys called me and said, "Hey, the white people over here tearing it up." And I was like, I turned my cell phone on and I looked at white people acting a fool, and I turned my cell phone off, and finished having a beer. I'll never forget that. I'm looking at a patio. I'm on a patio looking at an amazing view. Me and Andre had just rented a hotel room. It was during COVID, and we had just said, you know what, let's get out of the house. Let's go rent a hotel room and just spend some time away from the house. And dude, I had just sat down on the patio, just cracked open a cold beer. Man, I put that cell phone, that January 6th ain't had nothing to do with Andre in Colombia. It ain't had nothing to do with the other brother in Brazil and Argentina. It ain't had nothing to do with us DR brothers. It ain't had nothing to do with the brothers that's over in Southeast Asia. It ain't had nothing to do with the brothers that's enjoying Africa. And if I put my cell phone down, okay, white people tearing up some stuff, okay. I'm talking about, I probably gave it 30 seconds of my time, if that. I'm like, oh, white people tearing up some stuff. Wow, white people, okay. Put my cell phone down, upside down. I bet you I was not the only expat that took their cell phone and turned it off and finished whatever they was drinking. We do not sit around worrying about what y'all got going on back in the States. My wife tells me more about what's going on. Hey, Andre, did you hear about at Brown University? They had a shooting. If it wasn't for Andrea, bruh, many a times I wouldn't know what was going on in the States. If it wasn't for us to have a political channel, YouTube channel, other than this one, I wouldn't know what's going on in the United States. Dude, I do not waste my years, my last good years, on what's going on over there. If I was gonna do all that, I might as well have stayed in the States, right? If I'm gonna spend all my days worrying about what's going on in the States, I might as well take my butt back to the States. I kid you not, when these lights go off, and anybody think about the United States outside of medium, like I say, entertainment medium, sports medium, you know, a good movie coming out. Oh, wow, Trump did this. But for the most part, we don't care nothing about all that mess. Democrats versus Republicans, we don't care. Bernie Sanders versus Trump, we don't care. American women are more obese than ever. We don't care. Women want you to pay $500 for a date. We do not care. We don't. I don't know why y'all think we do. We don't, bro. All you dudes is out there that think that we give a damn about what's going on back in the States. We don't. Your tax breaks are not our tax breaks. We don't care about what police officer or who asked. We do not care. When that who was the brother that died that got the foot on his neck? I forgot, when the police officer put his foot on his neck. I forget his name, right? The brother. Goes to show you how much I don't care. Bruh, us in other countries weren't sitting around thinking about, oh man, a black man got to put his foot on his. No, we didn't. All that marching y'all did, yeah, march. Go ahead, march. I drive around these countries and I ain't never had a problem with the police. George Floyd, thank you, brother. George Floyd, gentlemen. Yeah, I wasn't sitting around like, man, the white man be tripping. I let y'all do all that. All that. If y'all want to wonder why, or if you ever wonder why those of us who leave America as black people don't stress as much, because we don't have as much to stress about when it comes to, we ain't got to sit back and be like, man, they killed another, but see them police. That's a stress that we don't have no more. I'm sorry. If y'all think we sitting around like this all damn day while we on the beaches of Brazil, if you think we're sitting on the beaches of Brazil like this, y'all no, no. We in a salsa club in Colombia. We like this. No, we are not like this, bro. Ain't nobody doing that shit. I left America so I don't have to do that shit no more. Frederick Douglass left America so he don't have to do that shit. Y'all got us effed up. Yeah, unhealthy. You can't even eat snacks in the United States no more. You can't enjoy no good healthy Hostess, a bag of Jay's potato chips, Better Made potato chips, Faygo. None of that. Coca-Cola, Pepsi don't even taste the same. You go to another country and just taste Coca-Cola and Pepsi. You be looking at the bottle like, this Coca-Cola? Why does it taste so refreshing and delicious? I've never known Coca-Cola to taste like it's nutritious. You drink Coca-Cola in the United States, your throat get to burn. Man, that burn going down. You drink Coca-Cola in another country, you damn near can drink the whole can without the acid burning you. That was delicious. That tasted, that was full of 80 cents of vitamins and minerals. Part of a complete breakfast. Shit. You can't even drink a Coke. That's the craziest part that you discover, that American food companies, this is the crazy part. American food countries give the trash version of the food to Americans and literally ship out the healthy versions from the same factories to other countries. We get the food in America with 98 ingredients. The same factory will ship the same Cheetos to UK and it's 11 ingredients. A bag, the first time I experienced this, I bought a bag of Doritos in Colombia. Opened up the bag, looked like a regular bag of Doritos to me. I put that Dorito on the crunch, the texture, the flakiness. I thought I was eating pie crust, not a Dorito. It was so flaky. Just, wow, this is. It made Doritos in the United States taste like as if United States just took a sledgehammer, broke up some cement, put it in a bag, put some flavor over it, and called it Doritos. That's how hard and crunchy Doritos are in this thing. I done chipped my damn tooth eating these American Doritos. You go to other countries, Doritos just be so friendly. Eat me, my friend. Eat me, my friend. I'll never forget that. Then went to Mexico and tasted Coca-Cola. What the hell? 6 ingredients? This cannot be Coca-Cola. I'm used to my Coca-Cola have at least 53 ingredients. Shout out to Kirby in the building. Shout out to Kirby. He said, "Happy New Year's, Andre." He said, they'll wake up one day and see y'all when I touch down in Colombia. Shout out to you. Colombia with 2 O's, no U. 2 O's, no U. I'll see you when you get here, Kirby. He say, facts, we are all 10 times healthier living overseas. That's so true. And like I mentioned before, we're going to go back to the video right now. Like I mentioned before, did you know that the average black man, this is just a stat on black men. True story. I got to find that stat too. That the average black man that leaves the United States to live outside the United States lives 5 to 7 years longer than the average black man that lives or remains in the States. I'll say that again. when you become a black male, I don't know the stats on women, I don't know the stats on other cultures. I just came across a stat maybe 4 years ago for black males. Did you know that black males, once you leave the United States, you on average live 5 to 7 years longer than black men that are still in the States? If that ain't initiative for your ass, I don't know what is. I get 7 more years with my family. I get 5 more years with my loved ones. I get 5 to 7 more years to enjoy life itself. It's the moment I walk off the plantation and Anton and them telling y'all stay on the plantation. Shh, y'all got me fucked up. Seriously. He said Sprite outside the United States, say 50 cents to $1. He say back in US, Sprite is usually, that's crazy. That's crazy. He say, funny you mentioned Doritos. He said, I had the same feelings the first time I went to, thank you, I'm not, especially with Pepsi. I thought it was just me, man. I'm like, why is this deliciousness, yet it tastes nutritious? I am not used to my junk food and my junk food drinks tasting nutritious. I'm looking at the vitamin counts. I ain't never looked at the vitamin counts on the back of a Pepsi or Coca-Cola. I'm looking at the vitamins and shit. Oh, this is, wow. Thank you, Coca-Cola. Serious. He said, yeah, yes, sir. He said KFC in Colombia is not the same in the state. Right. Right. He said, I don't even like chips. He said, but I ate them Doritos. Thank you. I don't eat chips like that for real. But just to taste those, until this day, I have yet to have a bag of Doritos that tastes like they do in the States. And I was, as you guys were, I was raised on Doritos in the States, so I know what they taste like. And dude, let's not talk about American restaurants like you guys were talking about KFC. Man, my first revelation was Papa John right down the street. Bruh. Let's not even talk about Papa John. Dude, have you been to Domino's Pizza in another country? We talking about cheap, raggedy ingredients, no flavor Domino's. We talking about $5 pizza Domino. We talking about that Domino's. The Domino's that you used to see in Kmart's, in Sears, Domino's, right? You taste you a damn Domino's pizza in another country. You talking about the crust tastes like somebody great grandmama recipe. The tomatoes are freshly sliced. The sauce don't even need that much. The meats felt like they when Andre get the meat part, I get the vegetarian pizza. She get her meat lovers. Dude, I'm looking at her meat lovers like they just slayed, because I don't eat meat like that except for seafoods. It looked like they just slayed the chicken or the beef 10 hours ago. The cheese looked like it was just churned like butter. We're talking about regular Domino's. Pizza Hut is the same way, as well as Papa John's. I ain't never tasted no pizza with fresh ingredients in my life. I thought America had the pizza game on lock. Chicago, Detroit, New York, stand up. Man, I got the other countries. Shh. America pizza is trash. Trash, and I'll say it. New York pizza, your pizza is trash. Detroit, I love you. Your pizza is trash. Chicago, your deep dish is trash. You go to these other countries, bruh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yep. I kid you not, man. I'm like, what in tarnations do we have here? Yep, the ingredients are different in different countries. He said these things are banned. Yep, most American ingredients, yep, are banned in other countries. He said it will taste different for what we make for Americans. And the part that gets me, guys, and Black Chairman, this is the part that really got me. These are American businesses. That's the part that probably got me the most. That these are our businesses in other countries. And other countries get the good version of our foods, and we get the trash, unhealthy, cancerous version of our own foods back in the States. That's the part that got me the most. That's the part that got me the most. I could not believe how trashy our food is from our own companies. These aren't foreign companies in America. These are our own homebred, homemade, American, discovered and created companies. And they treat us like trash and feed us trash like we're pigs eating slop. And the good part is fed to other countries around the world. Official Kobe said, he said, I eat McDonald's overseas. He said, first time I had it in Colombia, he said, I was shocked. Real chicken? real chicken? He said the same sandwich in the States was like a sponge. You ain't like you lying. You ain't like you lying. Let's go ahead and go back to the video. Let's go back to the video.
The details. So I mean, but here's the idea. And by the way, if we apply this, if we apply that logic, that if somebody is in danger, they're allowed to come to America, would you be okay welcoming 500 million people into America?
Hey, Mama, you going on that trip to Africa?
Am I going on that trip to Africa? Yeah. Fuck no. Yeah. All these motherfuckers over there getting kidnapped, fucking finding body parts and shit, feet, ankle, toes, knees, and ass. Fucking all over in fucking different parts of the world. Motherfuckers, goddamn Gene Hackman and his wife dying over there in Mexico or whatever the fuck, some part of Mexico. A fucking HAPA something virus, a rodent virus. Motherfucker, what the fuck is in those damn rats? How many of us knew that we can't clean up rat shit outside and shit? Bitches dying of goddamn rat poisoning, just inhaling the shit. I'm not leaving, going to Africa. No goddamn way out the United States of America. Motherfucker, we do things differently over here. Them motherfuckers, motherfuckers coming up missing. Goddamn inhaling carbon monoxide. Motherfuckers going to resorts and shit. Dying colors of goddamn carbon monoxide inhalation. Motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck they doing out this motherfucking country, but I'm gonna keep my ass on solid ground.
Did she name one thing that's not going rampant in the United States? Did Mom name one thing that's not rampant for the last 60 years in the United States? One thing. Did she name one thing that's not already rampant? She's your queen to be. Everything she just named, shout out to African Wolf in the building. Everything she just named has been going rampant in the United States. I'm gonna bring that beat back for her. And I want you guys to think about it from what's going on in the States. She's not naming anything that's not already happening in our lovely United States. You have that fear mongering to keep you guys in the States. Bingo.
If we apply this, if we apply that logic, that if somebody is in danger, they're allowed to come to America, would you be okay welcoming 500 million people into America?
Hey, Mama, you going on that trip to Africa?
Am I going on that trip to Africa? Yeah. Fuck no. Yeah. All these motherfuckers over there getting kidnapped, fucking finding body parts and shit, feet, ankle, toes, knees, and ass. Fucking all over in fucking different parts of the world. Motherfuckers, goddamn Gene Hackman and his wife dying over there in Mexico or whatever the fuck, some part of Mexico, a fucking HAPA something virus, a rodent virus. Motherfucker, what the fuck is in those damn rats? How many of us knew that we can't clean up rat shit outside and shit? Bitches dying of goddamn rat poisoning, just inhaling the shit. I'm not leaving, going to Africa. No goddamn way out the United States of America. Motherfucker, we do things differently over here. Them motherfuckers, motherfuckers coming up missing. Goddamn inhaling carbon monoxide. Motherfuckers going to resorts and shit. Dying colors of goddamn carbon monoxide inhalation. Motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck they doing out this motherfucking country, but I'm gonna keep my ass on solid ground. I'm gonna keep my feet on solid ground right here in the United States of America.
We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you and good night.
Something is breaking in America, folks, and it's not subtle anymore. Groceries are up 25% since 2020. Housing up 45%. Rent declared unaffordable in 98% of U.S. counties. People aren't downsizing, they're being priced out of existence. Right now, over 1.9 million Americans live in vehicles. That number has tripled since 2018, and it's climbing fast. Not because people want adventure, but because the system stopped working for them. Everyone feels it. The pressure, the squeeze, the quiet collapse in slow motion. But here's the part they don't want to talk about. Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement. Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone.
That's America. Those aren't abandoned cars. Those aren't abandoned cars. Shout out to my Black Lex in the building. Vic says she should talk about Walmart and school crappings. Yeah, for real, cappings. That's for real, Vic. That's America. Over 1 million people in America living in vehicles right now. Let's watch that video again as we sit back and we see the type of vehicles people are living in.
Nomad life is no longer an alternative lifestyle. It's becoming a survival strategy and a movement.
Welcome to the new American houses, the new American apartments, the new American condos, the new version of Americans' villas, a new version of Americans' 2-story flats, 2 family houses. This is the new version.
Every single day, thousands more join the road. Not homeless, systemless, not lost, unplugged. If you feel like society is cracking, you're not alone. This is the transition era, and you are watching a new America being built on wheels.
6 figures is the new poor. Childcare, $32,000. Housing, $23,000. Food, $14,000. Transportation, $14,000. Healthcare, $10,000. Other essentials that you need to survive, $20,000. A total of $118,000 with taxes of $18,000, making the poverty line $140,000.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in, please, if you don't mind. For all of those who call us crazy for leaving, who think that we're leaving only for women, who think that we're leaving only for the ladies, let that sink in. Go ahead. Take a look at that. Child care per year. You take care of a child, will be ready to come out of $33,000. Your housing expenses, rent, mortgage, whatever it may be Beer to come out of 23,000. Up on top of that, you might as well for food for the average household, 14,000 a year. Oh, transportation for your vehicle? Go and add another 14 to that. Healthcare, that's gonna go higher than that for 2026. Way higher than that in 2026. Other essentials, the total, come on now. Let's not forget about the taxes. Come on now. America, the beautiful. America, the beautiful. Theo said those numbers are correct. He said, I didn't feel secure in the United States until I hit 300,000 in Austin, Texas. And Austin's supposed to be the place to be where you get the bang for your buck. All those California folks move out to Austin. Shout to Dapper in the building. He said that's one of the main reasons why I'm leaving. This is one of the main reasons why I left. That's why that's why you guys hear me being so passionate when I hear dudes that try to center us around pay for play only. Y'all only left because of the women. Y'all couldn't get no women in the States. Bruh, this is what I couldn't get in the States. Fair pricing. I couldn't get in the States fair child care if I had a shorty. I couldn't get in the States fair housing, fair food, fair transportation, fair health care. That's what in other essentials, I couldn't get that in the States. So while they try to sell y'all that idea that we couldn't get no coochie in the States, I'm selling you on a real idea. I couldn't get the American dream in America in the States. I wanted the American dream just like all Americans. But you can no longer get the American dream in America. Yes, some people can, most people can't. And that's why I'll keep on pushing the narrative that you can have the American dream, you just can't get it in America anymore. And I'll keep pushing that narrative while y'all keep letting these YouTubers push the narrative of y'all only leaving because of women. How lame do you think we are? We that lame? Nobody's leaving for ladies. We're leaving for a lifestyle. Shout out to D Smith in the building. D says this. He said this is what they won't tell you why we are leaving. Absolutely correct, gentlemen. Absolutely correct. I left America because of America. It wasn't because of a particular president, not a particular party. It was because of America. America has not been making it like for the average American. We ain't seen that type of money to say that America is great since the 90s. Since the dot-com boom. But the plantation bros will never touch, never. They'll constantly talk about the ladies, the women. How come y'all ain't got no husbands? I mean, how come y'all ain't got no wives yet? We ain't seen y'all bring no wives home. We ain't coming back to that. Why would I bring a woman back to a country with these prices? Riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that.
6 figures is the new poor in America, and the American dream is dead. This right here is diabolical. And then you check out graphs like this from the S&P 500, and you're like, wait a minute. The S&P 500 is going up. The economy should be doing good, right? But average Americans just simply don't feel it. And you want to know why? Because it's a handful of companies that control 60% of the growth of the S&P 500. And guess what? This is only going up because we're in the AI technology bubble, and NVIDIA and Microsoft and Meta and all of them are just transferring money back and forth from each other.
So we have more troubling news. Because of Trump's handling of the economy and the healthcare crisis. United Healthcare just announced that they are removing 1 million senior citizens, 1 million from the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plan. 1 million. Why are they doing this? Because their profits are tanking. Why are their profits tanking? Because medical care costs are increasing. Why are they increasing? Because of the what? Upwards of $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid and Medicare. And because there are so many more people now uninsured, they can't afford these premiums. And no, they're not illegals. They're American citizens. But all of these people who are increasingly uninsured still go to the hospital, still need emergency care. So that gets passed on in the form of higher medical costs to those that are insured.
You've got to listen to these Mainers.
Our premium was $2,120. Next year, our premium will be $34,000.
We were paying roughly $13,000.
Premium will be $34,000.
In the form of higher medical costs to those that are insured.
You've got to listen to these Mainers.
Our premium was $2,120. Next
$2,120. 2025.
Next year, our premium will be
$34,000 because of what took place with the big beautiful bill.
$4,000.
We were paying roughly $13,000 a year. Our premiums for 2026 are going to go up to $29,000 a year.
It is going up from $356 to $2,184.
These are real Maine people sharing their personal situations with Maine Governor Janet Mills and Congressman Shelley Pingree at a discussion last week in South Portland.
The most immediate thing that the president and the Congress can do right now to prevent health care costs from skyrocketing further is to extend the enhanced tax credits before they expire.
Here's an insurance broker from Buxton talking about several of her clients.
Their premium right now is $1,041 per month. That is increasing next year to $3,092 per month. This year, they're paying around $290 a month. Their premiums will be increasing to around $2,825 per month.
There's a healthcare affordability crisis in this country, and it might be the scariest part of the widespread cost of living crisis that Maine people are facing right now.
We've been just deluged with calls. While my Republican colleagues may have been out of Washington for 7 weeks, I know they were getting exactly the same calls. There are just as many farmers in red states as in blue states, and there are fishermen and independent business people and others who are buying their health insurance on the exchange.
So, a coworker died at work today, and after everything was said and done, the coroner came, took them away. We were all in the break room waiting for the manager to come in, and he said it was the hardest decision he ever made, and we're going to stay open. And we did stay open. And I stood in the spot all night on my shift where this employee passed away. So, my advice to you is to take that PTO. Take every goddamn vacation second you have. Fuck this place. Fuck these places. Work doesn't give a shit about you. You drop dead when you're working, they'll just kick you out of the way and keep on going. Go buy those things that you want. Go tell the people that you love them. Fuck work. They don't give a shit about you. And that's all I'm saying.
I'm laid off indefinitely. I'm pregnant and I'm trying to move, and I can't because the layoff. I can't get verified.
GM workers, Factory Zero, Detroit Hamtramck.
Of employees with the layoff.
The last layoff we had, we found out a day and a half ahead of being off for a month. And so people had no time to plan for it. I'm still waiting for my home plant to be retooled so that I can go home. I drive an hour to get here every day.
Where do you come from?
I'm coming from Oxford, which is just 10 minutes away from the Lake Orion plant, which has now been down for about 2 years. And so I've been driving an hour each way to and from this plant.
That's one of my worst fears is being here at Hamtramck, being here with GM, is getting moved out.
Have you done that before?
No, lucky I have not. I've just always been just bouncing around with them, just try the Metro Detroit area. Why is it suddenly that you get car of the year and then all these layoffs come up like right before the holidays too? It's just.
This is my 7th GM plant. 7th. Started at SPO, Pontiac, Willow Run, SPO, got transferred, forced to Warren powertrain, being forced down to Toledo for 7 years. Came back up to Romulus engine, then transferred to Pontiac stamping, now factory zero.
And if they can get away with getting rid of the second shift, there's a real danger they can close this plant too.
Yeah, that's where it seems like it's headed. Fane is not good. Fane is not good for us. We need to get rid of it.
That's why you put it in them young, because we're gonna go through shit. We gonna get our heart broke. We gonna have a hoe or two over here. We gonna like a white chick here or there. But you always supposed to come back home, nigga. Come home. You out there with them folks, bro. You done moved out to a place, into a land that don't even know you, and you don't know why you can't discover where you supposed to be. You running from your destiny. Ain't shit out there for you. You wasn't born out there. That ain't your core. You think you're gonna discover something new? You not. You know what you're gonna discover? A bunch of other people that's trying to figure out who they are, and y'all all leading each other right into hell. That's why I visit. I'm going to visit, I'm going to discover, I'm going to take what I can from wherever it is that I go. I'm going to switch up the weather, but guess where I'm coming? I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
One thing they don't tell you about returning back to the States after living abroad long term is that your nervous system recalibrates. I lived abroad in South Korea for 5 years before I moved back to the States for 4 years. And those 4 years were some of my lowest moments. One of the first things that I realized was how unsafe I felt in America. Growing up in America, there is this knowing that you have to keep yourself safe, especially as a woman, especially as a Black woman. You walk around with a certain kind of armor. And that was the first thing that I realized, just how heavy wearing that armor is, because I had to now put it back on. Coming from a country where I really didn't have to worry about my health and my emergency room bill was $12, and returning to the States, I was scared to get sick. And when I was in America, I did get sick, did everything holistically to heal my sickness, still couldn't, it got worse, so I had to go to the emergency room. Emergency room told me I had to get surgery, and I was in the hospital overnight, one night. You know how much they charged me? $42,000.
Dang.
That's not including anesthesia. When I'm abroad.
Let that sink in, please. Please let that sink in. I'm going to check the super chats real quick. $42,000. They convinced this woman that she had to have surgery without getting a second opinion. And this poor woman had to pay $42,000. And that's not the first time I've heard that when it came to surgery in the United States. The prices are car prices now. Shout out to my man DGF with a $50 love to the Children's Cancer Foundation, as well as International Quiet Storm on the Cash App for 2026. The $5 love. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Appreciate you, gentlemen, very much. Yep, she said 42. This, I'll kid you not, fellas. This is not the first time I've heard these numbers. You know, I do research for these videos, man. Brothers, if I were to just show you guys back to back, just the medical numbers, it will blow you guys away, man. And then you go to other countries, it's a fraction of that cost for the same surgery. You see, I thought we're in the United States. Dude. Hey, fellas, did we not look at the prices the other day of just veneers in the United States? Remember we were talking about veneers? We just talking about dental in the United States. Remember that the other day? He said 42. Dude, you can barely get one tooth taken care of for a root canal. In the United, a tooth. We ain't talking about major surgery. For $4,200, you'd be happy you could get a tooth taken care of for $4,200 in the United States. A tooth. Yeah, y'all keep on hanging around the States, man. If I was her, I'd have got on the plane back to the country where I came from.
But I don't question whether or not I should go to the hospital. I just do, because I know they're going to treat me fully and it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. Honestly, me returning back to the States after living abroad for a long term was exactly the push I needed to remind myself why I don't even want to be here. Because my baseline of safety increased, and unfortunately, the United States didn't cut it.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
The tragic thing about leaving the US and then coming back, nothing is the same. I went to my favorite restaurant, one of my favorites, and got food. And nothing is the same. Nothing tastes good anymore. I've been here almost, by the time I leave, it'll be a total of 10 days.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
My time is winding down living out here in Romania. And to be quite honest with y'all, I'm low-key not trying to go back to the US for real. And not saying that it's all bad. You know, the good part about going back home is that I get a chance to see a lot of family and friends that I haven't seen over the course of damn near 9 to 10 months. But the bad part about it is the cost of living, bro. Something that I have appreciated since I've lived out here in Romania is the cost of living is fairly low. I mean, for every $1 US is 5 Romanian dollars. So your money can go a long way.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
Family and I moved back to the U.S. after living.
Oh, did y'all really think I wasn't going to milk that? Y'all know Andre. Y'all go, here we go. Y'all gonna quit acting like this is not love crossing borders. Did y'all not think that I was not gonna milk that? Did you really think I was gonna let that slide? I'm from the east side Detroit. No, you ain't, that ain't nothing but a mix to me. As soon as I heard it, I was like, wait a minute, I could use that. Somehow, some way, someday, I could use that. Y'all know how I am. I'm Dre the Ripper. You gonna get got. Seriously. So y'all might as well ride it out. I know y'all like, man, Dre a fool. Yeah, man. Yeah, you said it. Okay, stand on it. If you said we need to come on home, then stand on it. I'm gonna show you what people are saying when they come on home. When they come on home, come on home. And each one of these people are talking about when they get back there that America's still ain't getting great again. Yeah, man, y'all ain't think I was gonna milk that, man. I saw that, man. Shh. My fingers start tingling. Let's go on back.
Abroad for 8 years, and immediately we got sick. Sick because of the food. We noticed right away that the food quality was not good. As soon as we start eating the food, you can taste the salt, the sugar, the chemicals. It didn't matter if we were eating fruits or vegetables. The crazy part is that we lived in multiple countries, and I finally had the opportunity to taste what real food tastes like without all the chemicals and pesticides. One thing that a lot of people are not talking about is, yeah, we eating it, but it's real hard for it to come out. Plus, we gained all the weight that we lost back within a few weeks. So we tried our best to eat as healthy as we could. You are moving back to the United States. Please be prepared for the food. For more Living Abroad tip, the link in my bio, and get your free Moving Abroad checklist.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I've heard people talk about the culture shock that they experience when they travel to a country, but I rarely ever hear about the reverse culture shock of what it's like actually coming back. And my question is, how long did it take for y'all to readjust to the lifestyle that you were living before you traveled? Because I know for me, bro, it took mad long to readjust to living back in the United States after living in Europe. As soon as I got off the plane in America, I went straight to Starbucks and got my strawberry refresher that I would normally drink. I took a sip and that sugar damn near put me out. And no lie, the first 2 weeks I was at home, I gained 10 pounds just from off the food I was eating. And it surprised me a lot because I'm a pretty active person. Like, I work out regularly, probably about 5 times a week at least.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
So let me address this issue because a lot of you all saw my video in regards to us moving back and me looking for a place to stay. And this place was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $2,400 a month. Let's talk about this. First of all, once you leave the country, you find out very fast that we have been hoodwinked, okay? $2,400 a month? I don't even pay that for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home, 3-floor townhome, more like $600 and something a month.
Yep.
But you all are paying $2,400 a month. And you're saying that people that are moving back to the States are complaining. No, we just cracked the code to why are we going to spend all that money to live in places that are uberly expensive for no reason at all.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I do feel like you could live in your city without driving.
Absolutely not. I would have to walk a lot and spend half the day trying to get a bus.
Yeah. How old were you when you got your license?
Oh, I was 16, right on my birthday. I could not wait. That was my freedom ticket.
So in Germany, we walk everywhere. And then here in the US, you get in your car, even if it's like a 5-minute walk away. When you walk around in like in a residential neighborhood, sometimes people look at you weird for walking around here. And also we use much more public transportation, I feel like. I mean, of course, here in cities like New York, they use it a lot, but where I am in California, it's all about the car.
I don't want to drive. Like, it's nice to just sit on a tram and just go or sit on a train and go to another country. Like, I can't do that where I'm from. I could drive 2 or 3 hours and still be in North Carolina. So that part I really don't like that much.
We had an unbelievable experience in Toulon, France. We could leave our condo, walk across the street, be in the walking district, and walk to any number of squares where they're having a jazz concert.
And then you come back here, and we were in Buffalo, and we said, hey, like, are there any restaurants or things we can like walk to from our hotel? And she was like, you want to walk? And we were like, yeah, that's a normal thing to do.
It was a 10-minute walk to the restaurants, and it was shocking to her that we would conceive of walking to them.
Where I live now, in the Florida Panhandle, we do have public transportation, but it is notorious for being late by an hour or so. So you can't depend on it to get to work on time. You can't depend on it to get anywhere on time. And we don't like not knowing if we can get somewhere on time. The what ifs, we don't have a high tolerance for the what ifs. And so that's part of the reason why we won't travel necessarily to somewhere abroad, but we will get in a car and do like a 20+ hour road trip, because in that road trip we're taking our huge SUVs, which are filled with all of our favorite snacks and our electronics and our pre-downloaded Netflix shows.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I moved out of the US about a year ago, and it's made me realize, reflecting back, I've actually never felt more unsafe anywhere, ever, than I have in the US. Literally walking outside my apartment, walking to my car, just being a single female anywhere, like actually paranoid, fight or flight, afraid for my life, living and existing as a single female in the US more so than anywhere else that I have traveled to or lived. Vietnam, I felt so safe. Australia, I felt so safe. In Bali, I felt so safe. Singapore, Thailand, Japan, so incredibly safe. And it's so interesting because everyone's first question is like, what about getting sick, and what about the spiders? Oh my god, the spiders, the conversations about the bugs. You guys, please, what about the guns? What about the guns in the US that so many people just have access to?
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I thought leaving the country was going to be like the biggest culture shock. Turns out the biggest culture shock was actually moving back to America, man. So we've been back, back in the States from Thailand. We lived in Thailand for 9 months straight. Completely 90 days since we've been back, like trying to get back to used to driving a car. But off rip, just the prices, man. Like the first day we touched back down, like we spent $300 immediately. And that doesn't sound like much because we're used to spending that here, but man, like in Thailand, that was my rent for the month. So I legit just dropped my rent payment after just touching down at the airport. Then there's not even to mention housing, like trying to get an apartment, trying to get back settled and stuff like that. Like, you know, people want to see 3 times the rent. You realize how it's not walkable here in any city. Like we're technically in the city right now, but it's not walkable at all. Places are just literally concrete jungles. Like every place is filled with a parking lot, but you have to have a car for any means of transportation, even if you're just going down the street. Where in Thailand, we could literally walk everywhere. Not even just for necessities, even like getting out for like a nightlife or just going to visit friends and family, like just being able to walk. Or like I said, like getting a car ride for $5. What can I get for $5 here? I'm back. What can I get for $5 here in the United States? I can't even get a breakfast sandwich for $5. Like I'm not even naming the place, but I went and got a breakfast sandwich. Just the sandwich alone was like $10. And I'm like, dude, that was my grocery bill back where I just came from. And it's just the norm here. Like everybody like go with the flow while complaining about it. Plenty of people complain about it, but it's just like, you know, you have no idea how much you're being taxed and just taken advantage of here. Everything is about money. Everything is about corporate greed. So it's like coming back here, you realize, no, this place is legit a money-making machine. Like, that's it. Everybody's stressed out. Nobody's happy. You know, deep down, everybody's stressing about their bills and stuff like that. Everybody's separated. There's no sense of community, which we knew that before we left. But it's still just, it's a difference coming back from a place that was so rich with culture and the emphasis on community and people. And you come back here, it's just material. It's just all materialistic, man.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I moved back to the U.S. after living abroad for 8 years and could not find a place to stay. The only place that looked promising without a credit check, a deposit, was a homeless shelter. We literally had to show 50 times.
Don't let that slide by. She said the only place in America where you can get a home without a credit check is a homeless shelter. That is crazy. There are so many countries that will let you get a spot without a credit check. Wow. That was a cold line, wasn't it, African Wolf? The only place in America you can get a home without a credit check is a homeless shelter. Bars. Turkey said this. He said this. Shout out to Tyrone. He said Anton, his master saying nothing while using sign language. This is true. He also mad because some brothers don't want to play the U.S. game and declare him the winner. That's another thing. That's so true. Shout out to you with the super chat as well as my brothers that have been dropping super chats. Theo in the building, dropping super chats back to back. Yes, sir. Shout out to the Cloud guys. Aren't you happy now? Yes, sir. Aren't you happy now? For real, 50 times her income.
The rent, W-2s, paycheck stubs, all of this crazy stuff. And the rent to a lot of these apartments were thousands of dollars. Mind you, we moved abroad, didn't have to have any of that. Found places for $400 and $500, 4 bedroom, 2 baths, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathroom homes for less than $1,000. and did not have to show any credit, W-2s, bank statements, or anything. Literally paid 2 months deposit and 1 month's rent, and we were given the keys that day. And more people need to be talking about this.
Why are people so negative when you have to move back to the U.S.?
Posted a video about my family and I moving back to the U.S. after 8 years being abroad.
Now, this is the same young lady right here.
And that video had so many comments and I think I got about 3 million views on YouTube. Let me say this. People are rooting for your demise. But listen, that video was old from last year. I've lived in multiple countries since then. I'm no longer in the US. But it's just sad that people really are rooting for you to fail. And the fact that if someone is picking up, leaving with their entire family, going to another country, they are starting from zero. And those particular people should be admired because everybody cannot do that. On top of the fact that if things don't work out, or if you just want to come back home to visit, you know, you got older parents, people in their minds, they don't understand the concept that people come back home to either live or visit, and things just don't work out, right? And that is okay to move back to the U.S. for whatever reason. But my advice to all the negative people is that you should mind the business that pays you.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I'm having a really hard time adjusting after having lived in Spain for a year, coming back to the United States. And I knew that it was going to be a challenge, honestly. I knew that I was going to face some depression coming back. And I don't want to talk about the political aspects or the social aspects of what's going on in the United States right now. I just want to speak unscripted about how the cultural differences and even the structure of how cities are built in Europe and how communities are formed in Europe. It's really built for going out and socializing with people and spending time with family and spending time with friends and talking and having 2-hour lunches. And that's why you see so many plazas. They're communal areas of like beauty and culture. And I very much miss that. And I'm really struggling right now.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming.
I'm going broke. Thought that I could come down here with $20,000 and to blew the whole $20,000, twin. Psych, twin. This what a lot of people want me to be. They want me to move into America. They want me to run out of money. They want me to fail. They want you to lose. Twin, you have to understand, gang. These people that's praying on your downfall, they want to see you lose. Everybody that follow you, they not.
Yeah, she said her and her husband have been to several countries since that video went viral. So yeah, she's out of the States now.
Supporting you. A lot of people praying on your downfalls. They want to see you struggling. They want to see you going through this. They want to see you going through that because they feed off that. A lot of people are vultures, twin. I don't move until God tell me to move. I don't work until God tell me to work. I don't do something until God tell me to do something. I don't live off other people or what they got going. Are you going broke? Do you got a visa? He down there with lady boys. Don't move back to America, twin. Yeah, bro, it don't matter what you say about me. It don't matter what y'all do. It don't matter none of that, twin. God said win, so I'm going to win regardless of what the comments saying, or what the family saying, or what people saying. I'm going to win regardless, gang. Y'all got to understand, people going to say what they want to say. They hated on Jesus, the most perfect man in the world. They hated on Jesus. So you can't satisfy everybody, but one thing you can satisfy yourself, twin. Don't let these people
That's a good point, Nazarene. That's a real good point.
win. Keep doing you. Keep doing you. And I'll see y'all in Thailand. Nah, guys.
Alright, so if you want to get the fuck out of the US and move abroad to another country, here's exactly how you're going to do it. First up, you need to choose what country you want to go to, and with a US passport, you can enter 186 different countries and territories without a visa, so you have no problems with that. And the flight cost, of course, is going to vary depending on where you're going, but it can be as low as $200 and go all the way up to $1,000, just depending on the country. But here are a few of my highly recommended spots, so go ahead and take a screenshot of that.
So look at his top 10 countries. I don't see the one at the top, so we'll start with Spain at number 2. Spain, Thailand, number 4, Portugal. Oh yeah, Mexico, without a doubt. Vietnam is up there. Colombia, Georgia. Yes, a lot of people sleeping on Georgia. Costa Rica, Croatia. A lot of dudes sleeping on Croatia. Argentina, Malaysia. Oh man, listen. Yes, Malaysia. Estonia, Greece. Czech Republic. A lot of people sleeping on Czech Republic. That's so true. South Korea, I think guys are up on what's going on in South Korea, as well as Brazil and Germany. So yeah, shout out to the brother for the list.
Now, since you're planning on moving long term, you're gonna need a visa, and most countries.
Thanks. Yeah, that does look like Bali, Indonesia. Good looking out.
Have 3 main visa options, which I'm going to list right here, which range anywhere between 6 months all the way up to 5 years. And with some countries, they do offer dual citizenship. And since you have a US passport, you can actually get a passport and citizenship in multiple different countries without having to renounce your US citizenship either. And of course, the cost varies depending on which visa you get, whether you can earn money, how long you're staying, etc., but I'll get into that in another video. And each country has different requirements like private insurance, background checks, etc., so you're going to have to do research on their government website where you can find all this information. Now, of course, you're going to have to pay for all of this, and this is the next big step that a lot of people have trouble with. It's actually how they're going to earn income. Now, you got 2 main options when it comes to money. Option 1 is to save up as much money as possible and then move abroad, but I will say a lot of countries do require you to have a certain amount of income to enter and stay in the country, so if you're going to do this, you're definitely going to need a lot more money. And then option 2 is either to have a remote job or find a job in the country that you're moving to. Now, of course, certain fields are a lot easier to find jobs in around the world, but that really just depends on what it is you do and how flexible you are. Of course, if you work in a field like STEM or healthcare, it's definitely a lot easier.
That permanent visa, man, there's a lot of peace in having your permanent visa. I won't lie. Knowing that I don't have to fill out any more visas for Colombia ever again, and I only have to change my ID, get my ID updated, my Colombian cellular ID every 5 years. Every 5 years, I got to, go in just like a regular driver's license. You just go in, get it changed every 5. Wait a minute. Speaking of driver's license, I never looked at when my driver's license expires. Goodness gracious. I know when my cellular expires. Okay. Oh, wow. See, I did not know that. Wait a minute. No, that's good. I don't know. It doesn't have a date on there on my driver's license. So this is the Colombian driver's license right here. This is your driver's license. And it has the date that I got it, but it doesn't have the expiration date on there. It has my ID number. And then you get your Colombian cellular, which is your ID and your social security card in one. So that's one card. And this one, mine expires on my card. That's how I would say my card expires on 3/2/29. 3/2/29. So 2029, I have to get a new card. But as far as the permanent visa, got to fill out no more visas. I'm officially done with applying for visas. So on March 5th, I'm eligible to apply for my citizenship. Starting on March 5th. Of course, I'm not ready, but starting on March 5th, that's when I'm technically eligible for my citizenship. But if I didn't go for the citizenship, I could still enjoy life with the permanent visa. The other benefit that I want to get with my citizenship is once I get my Colombian citizenship, I can travel throughout throughout South America with just my ID. Once I get my citizenship, I can travel and live throughout all of South America but Venezuela, because you know what they're going through politically, even before Trump. I can live in, do business in, visit whenever I want to, how long I want to, any country in South America with just my ID as a citizen. So yeah, I'm excited about that part. Thanks, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Yep, he said that's me driving with an expired license. Yeah, mine doesn't have the it just tells you the date that you get it, but it doesn't tell you the date of expiration. I mean, it has your birthday on here. Like for example, I think I don't know, I gotta ask Andrea when I gotta get it renewed. And the reason why I say that, guys, is when you get pulled over in Colombia, you show them your cellular, because your cellular is your social security card and ID in one. You know, like in the States, we have them separated, but in Colombia, it's all one card. So your social security card and your cellular is one card. But when you get pulled over, you don't just show them your driver's license. You also show them your cellular, both of them together. And you can get a ticket if you just got your driver's license, but you forget your cellular at home. So you got to always have both of these together. And they also register. I don't know how they do for pedestrians, but if you're a driver in Colombia, they register your cell phone. My cell phone is registered in Colombia. So if it's ever stolen, they can track it. Like I said, I don't know if they do that for pedestrians, but I know if you're a driver, I don't even know if they do that for motorcycle riders, but I do know if you're a driver, they register your a cell phone. So if I get caught with somebody else's cell phone, I can get in trouble if I don't have the cell phone that's on record for me as a driver. So sometimes they may be like this as well as these, but most of the time they just ask for these. But I do know a couple of times I've gotten stopped and they asked me about my cell phone to make sure that it is the correct cell phone that is registered to the particular driver, which is me. Thanks again, gentlemen. Thanks, Jay Kaysen. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what it's called. I keep forgetting the name, man, of the agreement. That's why South America was my top. He said that's why South America's my top choice, because of that's what the agreement that's what it's officially called, guys. I forget how you pronounce it. I'm going to write it down myself and do some homework on it. And I'm going to do a episode in regards to this right here, because a lot of dudes don't know about this agreement. And I kid you not, Dre, that was one of my reasons for South America too. Because, and I don't even know if certain parts of Europe have an agreement among the countries. Certain parts of Europe have an agreement like that, but South America has that too. And this is so just in case you guys want to do some homework in regards to this, he's absolutely correct. This is the actual agreement that the South American countries have. There are 12 countries in South America, and you can travel to at least 11 of them with just your ID, and you don't have to. You can do business there. You can buy property there. You can live there if you want. Doesn't matter. And this, yes, you're absolutely correct. That's the agreement that they have. He said, "Master Thriller." He said, "What do we?" He say, "How do we prove that?" He say, "I'm Gila Geechee, and the U.S. Virgin Islands on my dad's side." He said the black slavery mixed with some natives and whites on my mom's side. He said, "How do I prove that to the country?" Well, the first thing that I know that you have to do, you have to get either an actual, for far as I've been noticing around the world, like a 23andMe, one of those ancestry.com type of ish, ancestry.com ish type of test done, DNA test. Once you get that, many countries allow you to use those results Now it's got to be a legitimate one. It can't be like a cheap off the wall one. But if you got a 23andMe or one of those other really legitimate DNA tests, and then all you got to do is just go online or use ChatGPT, and it'll tell you what steps you'll have to do to apply for that particular country or countries once you have that DNA results. He said, learn a lot of Spanish. Yep. He said, perfect Espanol, citizenships for real. Pimsler, Rosetta Stone. Yep. He said, or whatever it takes. But choose Sucker Lizzo. The choice is yours. Yes, sir. Yeah, so the African ancestry. He said, did that for my good idea. He said, I did that for my ancestry in Sierra Leone. My New Year was pretty good, man. We spent it with the family. Then, called my family, talked to the Ghostface Jeffrey, talked to my family, and then talked to a couple of content creators that I talk to every year. Shout out to my man, Mr. Pro For You, over on YouTube. Him and his wife, I talk to them every year with on the YouTube channel Love Passports, Love, Purpose, and Passports. Over there in DR, great couple. When you get a chance, subscribe to their YouTube channel, Love, Purpose, and Passports. I talk to them every single year. Every year. Also, he said, oh, wow, well then. He said, might as well get dual citizenship in the motherland, yep. He said, didn't choose to be in America anyway. There we go. Yeah, because I want to do the ancestry of me for any type of. Yeah, there we go. Make sure you guys subscribe to their channel, man. They're a really good channel. We got 108 people in here. Make sure you subscribe to their channel, and make sure you subscribe to to Andrea's channel, which is Andrea Wallace TV. Make sure you subscribe to Andrea's channel as well, guys. We got 107 people in here. Make sure each one of these channels get at least 20 new subscribers from us. He said, yeah, love their channel. Great couple. Great. If you like Andrea and I, you will really like this couple in DR. They were together off and on for 7 years before he moved to DR. They were together, long distance couple. He's traveling back and forth for 7 years. He finally was able to move himself and his business to DR. They are doing great. She is the sweetest person that you ever want to see on camera. Just a sweetheart. And you can tell the love that they have for each other is so genuine. Really good couple. He said, everyone tune in tonight. Please see between the lines. He said, this is what Passport Gentleman said. He said, always have, always will. Shout out to the Marine hoorah. The Marines out there. Shout out to all you gentlemen. Yes, sir. Did you drop the link so guys can tune in? Make sure that you drop the link so we can all tune in at night. I'll be in bed relaxing with Andrea, but I'll tune in to your channel. Just make sure you drop the link. Let's go off and finish this finish this live stream.
Easier to find work in different places, and this is where you can get creative and possibly even find yourself a new career. Like when I first moved, I was a real estate agent and investor for several years in America, and when I first moved to Spain, I took a social media management position with no prior experience, and it all worked out.
I definitely feel the call to Africa. It feels like this is where I'm supposed to be. As I mentioned back in 2018, when we took that trip to Ghana, that right there, that was the spark. So every country in Africa is different. So a lot of people get that misconstrued. They try to paint Africa like with one broad brush. All these countries is different, man. Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, all these countries is different. So as far as my calling to Africa, I feel like I'm supposed to be in Nairobi because I did the research. I looked at different places in Africa, and I just felt like Nairobi looks like the place for me as far as I would be most comfortable. So when I came here, I did like a scouting trip in October. And then when I came in October, it was everything that, I thought it would be.
We had a very big house that we lived in. We had nice cars. Literally, we were living the American dream, but it still felt like a nightmare. I always say, slavery in America never ended. It just took on a new form.
She said slavery in America never ended. It just took on a new form. Ours.
Nowadays, everybody, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, is a slave in America to the system that exists there. It's a type of slavery or being encaged that you don't even realize it. It's like a comfortable cage.
We actually achieved a good American life. I want you guys not to take it in a way that we're struggling financially. We're like probably upper middle class. So no issues there. The problem was in the money. It didn't go with the quality of life. If you make money, but you don't live the life, there's no worth living.
Exactly.
So I think that's where we made that decision to move here. So I just want the audience to understand that part.
Yeah. Money wasn't an issue.
Correct.
Our salary was over $200,000 a year at one point.
You know, a question that I can't quite understand that people typically ask me when I'm on my live. I can show them all the peace. I can show them how my health is improved. I can tell them how affordable life is out here and where I can actually breathe. But the question that always tends to come is, would you ever come back to America? Would you move back? Like, you didn't just hear me. You didn't hear how life improved since me leaving the U.S. So you want me to not be healthy? Is that what you're saying? And I see this on a lot of other influencers or people who move abroad. That question get asked a lot. And people's videos always tell you how their life improved. They're dropping weight, they're eating better, not suffering with anxiety and depression. And I just don't get it. I be trying to figure out where's people's mindset if somebody told you they got better. Why would you want them to come back to the place that broke them? Wasn't that the reason why they left? Is to get a better quality of life. So why are you asking them, do they think they will ever move back?
So one day me and my husband was like, we tired of America, let's leave. And we did just that, and we ain't looked back since. Now, we did have a lot of behind the scenes work that we had to do. One of those things that we had to do was we had to sell our 2 businesses. One of the things that we did not do was go and ask a whole lot of people what they thought about us moving. Because sometimes when you tell people about your plans, they not happy for you or they just don't like it. But if you know a Leo, once our minds is made up, we getting it. Now, I have to tell you, our children really were not that excited. They are 12 and 17 now. But once they started living abroad, started immersing themselves in the culture, making friends and learn the language, they love it here. If you're new here, my name is Travel Queen, and I talk about how me and my black family of 4, we left America. Check out some of my videos to see where we went.
All right. Shout out to Travel Queen and her family. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, knowing that you have options. And that's what we try to showcase and present here on almost a daily, except for a few days basis, every week. We try to showcase the fact that you have options. And if you aren't taking advantage of it, don't worry. Somebody else will. If you don't want to leave the United States, God bless America. Most of you, we don't want y'all to leave anyway. I'll say that again. These live streams are not for Americans to leave America. It's for those of us that want to take advantage of opportunity who just so happen to be Americans. Most Americans, I am not looking for you to leave. Most seniors, I want you to stay there struggling. Most of you adults that are working, get back to work. You're not making enough money anyway. Get back to work. All you kids that aren't doing good in school, oh well, stay in America. Hey, All you dudes, your grandmama can afford artillery, let her buy it. She can put a scope on her rifle, let her put the scope on there. We are not trying to convince y'all to come out here with this healthy food. If y'all paying too much for medical, keep your butt right in them hospitals with that bad medical system. So stay right there. Don't you move an inch. You got 60% of marriages don't work in the United States, and it ain't our fault. We ain't married to the 60% of the people. Stay right where you are. If you think that an orange man can help a white man, an orange man can help a black man, an orange man can help a brown man, stay right where you are. Let the orange man do what orange men do. But as for us, as for us that take advantage of options, that's who this channel is dedicated to. I don't care if you're leaving in 5 months, 5 years, or 15 years. This channel is dedicated to you. Shout out to all you guys that have been here throughout the night. Shout out to all you donators to the Children's Cancer Foundation. Shout out to all you guys that gave the super chats, as well as you guys that got the information that we shared. And I hope that we're able to encourage a lot of you guys, whether it be somebody said something in the comments, or whether it was something that I said, or somebody in one of the videos had something to say. But shout out to all you guys, man. Once again, we're going to have a great year this year. Shout out to you guys. We're going to get our health on track. Many of us getting our physical health, our mental health on track. And we're going to do some great things in tech, in AI this year. Yes. I'm excited for us all. I'm excited for us all. So let me do the outro video, at least 2 outro videos. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Shout out to all you guys. Let's go to the classic.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg det igen? Du vill ha icy little fingers. Då du vet det kalas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Du är mitt liv baby. Aldrig titta på någon annan. Varför du med annan? Kom var med mig baby. Aldrig lita på någon annan. Finns ingen annan jag vill ha min chockarinna. Låt och säg ingen sinna. Jag kommer alltid ride with you. 100 gubbar klart jag die for you. Du är så viktig baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Du är mitt liv baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som det. Du är mitt liv baby. Visa mig vart du finns. Du kommer väl till min city? Nej, jag vet att det finns. Kom det är bra lives and all nights, yeah. Jag vet att jag min ni kör det. Skön social smart good lady. Jag tvivlar det. Visa mig vart du finns, yeah. Det var fan ingen dans
straight from this world.